At Southern Bank, we're never not helpful.
Attaboy. Way to hustle for the muscle.
Helping positive gym bros and everybody else.
In farming, the weather always cooperates. The soil is always balanced. Seedlings always flourish.
But that's fantasy. This is farming. Seed, bred and tested for your reality. Dynagrow Seed, for real.
At Young Real Estate, we understand the importance of face-to-face interactions. Our experienced agents are here to listen to your needs and personalize your home buying or selling experience. But we also recognize the power of technology. Young Real Estate offers virtual showings, allowing you to explore properties from the comfort of your own home. Young Real Estate, where technology meets a personal touch. Your dreams, our expertise. Contact us today, and let's make your dream home a reality.
This is us. Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care. We provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to everyone that may need it. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Since 1984, Bagby Wealth Management has assisted clients in reaching their personalized financial goals. Whether it's retirement, investments, or securing your family's future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. For more information, please call or visit our office in Dexter today. Your path starts here.
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We are your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers. Talk to your Baker Implement dealer today.
American energy dominance. It's how we secure our future. By harnessing homegrown energy, we fuel our economy, power industries, and drive innovation. At NextEra Energy, we're investing more than any other company to deliver low-cost, reliable energy that powers our country's future. NextEra Energy Resources, ahead of what's next.
Agriculture is not a fad, and it's not for the faint of heart. Long days become long nights, sacrificing time away from your family, even on weekends, just so you can get the crop in and get the crop out. This is your way of life. At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we are 100% bought into your commitment. Because we are customer-owned, it is our mission to be your ag lender, and we intend to be your value-added partner for next year and the long term.
Your ag lender will always be there.
We're not saying we'll bubble wrap your money, but we do protect it like family. At First State Bank and Trust, your money is safe with us. First State Bank and Trust.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Southern Bank, we're never not helpful.
Attaboy. Way to hustle for the muscle.
Helping positive gym bros and everybody else.
In farming, the weather always cooperates. The soil is always balanced. Seedlings always flourish.
But that's fantasy. This is farming. Seed, bred and tested for your reality. Dynagrow Seed, for real.
At Young Real Estate, we understand the importance of face-to-face interactions. Our experienced agents are here to listen to your needs and personalize your home buying or selling experience. But we also recognize the power of technology. Young Real Estate offers virtual showings, allowing you to explore properties from the comfort of your own home. Young Real Estate, where technology meets a personal touch. Your dreams, our expertise. Contact us today and let's make your dream home a reality.
One of those nights you probably like as a head coach for both Cape Notre Dame and Saxony Lutheran. A late season look at the prohibitive district favorite as Lutheran South comes south down near Jackson here at Saxony Lutheran for a doubleheader against two teams between the Notre Dame Bulldogs and the Saxony Lutheran Crusaders. Great to have you with us. Good afternoon, everybody. Greg Allen, Mike Reeves on Aycorp Sports. Thrilled to be back with you after we're here on Tuesday and got a good look at the host school, Saxony Lutheran. They rolled in 3 sets through St. Pius. And Mike, you and I, during that whole match, sat there and said, boy, Friday, things are going to change dramatically. And now we see what they're up against in 22-3-1 Lutheran South coming to town. Widely expected it to be the 1 seed when the district brackets are unveiled. So as a coach, this one doesn't end your season. It's a good chance to see sort of how you stack up against what you think will be the best you'll have to see come district. Great to see you, partner.
You as well, and I love the way you phrased it. It gives you a chance to see where do we stack up. It doesn't, no season's in today, and nobody walks out with trophies. And all right, it is a great mid-season measuring stick type of game. And I'll even go so far as to say this is beneficial for Lutheran South as well, because you could make a very strong argument that both the teams they play today might be the two most likely to take a crown away from them if somebody's going to in that district. I mean, there's every logical reason based on, you look at records of other teams in the district, you look at the quality of opponents, that you could say, hey, either one of these might be the one that we would have to deal with. And also, a little bit of a tip of the cap, I guess you would say, I like that Lutheran South is coming down here to play, because let's be honest, it's a whole lot easier for them. All the teams available for them in their own area, in the St. Louis area, you don't have to hop on a bus and take the hour-plus drive here. You could make sure that you're playing way closer to home all the time. But I like the fact that they're here, and, hey, they set it up nicely for them at Saxony Lutheran where you can play two, you only have to travel once, and let's see what you got. And what we think they've got, without having put eyes on them yet, what we think they've got is one whale of a team.
Well, I can tell you that some of the collegiate ranks have gone to this sort of one team travels and gets two sort of local clubs on the same day. I think it's a great idea. Saxony Lutheran and Cape Notre Dame can play each other whenever they want. Obviously, closer proximity than dragging Lutheran South into the mix. But if you're going to come down here, let them play two teams, get two teams out of their proximity. I think it's a great setup. And like you said, beneficial for everybody across the board. Lutheran South will match up with Cape Notre Dame first. The Bulldogs come in at 12-5. Lutheran South 22-3-1. It'll be the first meeting between the two. And if you said that between Cape Notre Dame and Saxony Lutheran, one of those might be one of the clubs to possibly knock off Lutheran South, Cape Notre Dame already owns a win over Saxony Lutheran, and they'll play each other again here coming up on May the 4th.
Looking, beyond what we have just on the floor today, and we talked about that district a little bit moving forward. In case anybody's, kind of new to the sport, as a lot of people are, Afton is also in the district. They're 7-6-1. Bayless is 8-2, but they've already lost to Saxony Lutheran and to Lutheran South. And then we saw St. Pius here 3 days ago, and they weren't competitive against Saxony Lutheran, and they're only 1-8. So you're looking at what would almost certainly be the top three seeds in the district, and probably the number one seed's the one that traveled. And I love what you said, too, about when you can do this, why not? I would like to see all sports where playing twice in a day is reasonable and feasible, okay? Football's not going to play 2 games in a day. I got you. But when you can, baseball, softball, that comes to mind immediately.
Yep.
If you want to bring in some good people, bring them in and let's say, let's go.
I agree.
Play 2 of our local teams.
I agree.
I would love to see a whole lot more of it. I like this trend right here.
As far as Lutheran South, 3 in the loss column. Who have they come to? Francis House Central back on March the 28th. They also lost to Vianney in the final game of the Fort Zumwalt South Tournament on April the 11th. And just recently, a couple of days ago, O'Fallon, Illinois. That snapped a long winning streak of 9 games in a row in the W column for the Lancers. O'Fallon, Illinois got them just on April 22nd, so 2 days ago Wednesday, in a 4-setter, 3-1. Lutheran South lost that. They do have a tie with O'Fallon, Illinois earlier in that same Fort Zumwalt South Tournament, but everybody else, out of their 26 matches, 22 have gone in the W column.
Now you mentioned that one against Vianney, and I know faces change, players graduate, news come. Okay, I got all that. But Vianney was a 3rd-place finisher in state last year, and last year it was just one classification. They've changed that to a Class 1 and a Class 2 this year. Both of these teams play in Class 1 District 1. So a little change in the way the state has approached boys volleyball this season with the 2 classes. And again, we're only in the 3rd season of it being a sanctioned sport in Misha. So it is in its infancy, to say the least.
Well, I can tell you who's a fan of the 2 classes this year, not just everybody grouped in the same. 11th year head coach of Lutheran South, Carol Reines, will talk about how she responded to that question about 2 different classifications and what the setup has been for boys volleyball. We'll get into that as the match goes along here today. So Lutheran South and Cape Notre Dame up first, then Lutheran South will stay on the floor and get Saxony Lutheran. We just saw the Crusaders rip through St. Pius the other day, and no question, Mike, the level of competition changes for what we saw. It'll be the same mascot in the Lancers across the net, but a much different opponent, no doubt.
Without doubt. And I like the fact, too, though, that Cape Notre Dame and Saxony Lutheran, the area schools, they have stepped out and played people. They know what they're up against today. It's not like this will be a completely foreign idea that you're going to have a team that's loaded on the other side. They played good competition, but this will be in that top, 2 or 3 at least of the teams that they'll play against throughout the course of the year. And as you just talked about at the Open, just a wonderful time of year to play it, perfect setup to do it. I can't find anything negative about what these teams are accomplishing by coming in here today. And the fact we get to bring it to you is even more fun.
3-match win streak in the balance for Cape Notre Dame, and I will correct something I misspoke earlier. These two have met this year back on March the 28th, part of the Francis Howell tournament. It was the first match they played for Cape Notre Dame at least, and they dropped a 3-setter, 2-1, 25-23, 20-25, 15-14. So it was tight when these two met the first time around. Now that was the second match of the year, and here we are playing match 18 if you're the Bulldogs, and a rematch against this Lancer bunch.
And one thing I have learned in the sport of volleyball, going all the way back to our many, many years calling girls volleyball, you can't always, if all you get's on a schedule, 3-0, 3-0, 3-1, there's so much more you got to learn besides, because you can say they lost to them in straights, and then you find out later 30-28, 29-27, 25-23, and it's like, okay, that was really good, really tight. So you got to be a little careful with that, and I'm glad you had the scores to go with it, because sometimes that straight setter doesn't necessarily tell you the story.
So 3-0 in volleyball doesn't tell you as much as 10-0 in baseball does?
No, that pretty much lets you know what happened in the game. I guess you could argue 9 runs in the last inning and makes it 10-0 final, but for the most part, 10-0's 10-0, yeah.
We will take a break. We'll come back with the starting lineups and get this one underway from Saxony Lutheran. It's the neutral site matchup first. Cape Notre Dame and Lutheran South coming your way next on Aycorp Sports.
At Southern Bank, we're never not helpful.
Attaboy. Way to hustle for the muscle.
Helping positive gym bros and everybody else.
Back inside Saxony Lutheran High School, we're coming to the close of our regular season boys volleyball for 2026 on Aycorp Sports. Stay tuned to our social media to track all the live events throughout the spring. Also tune into Baseball Breakdown on the Aycorp Sports YouTube channel for highlights of local baseball games. Spring sports winding down. Cape Notre Dame after this one will have 3 games left on their regular season docket. After the 2 today for Lutheran South, they will have 5 left. The Lancers wrap up on May the 6th against Parkway South. The Bulldogs finish on the day before in the matchup against St. Pius. Starting lineups for Lutheran South and Cape Notre Dame. Partner, what do you got?
First of all, we will take a look at the visitors, and that's the Lancers out of Lutheran South. 22-3-1 is their record. Carol Reinitz, the head coach, and they start Kyle Busher, a 6'4 senior. Hudson Bond, 5'11 as a senior. Eli Weiler's a freshman at 6'2. Will Krause, a 5'10 junior. Sam Dicken is 6'2 and a junior. The libero is Cody Abbas. He is 5'9". He is a junior for Cape Notre Dame. They're 12-5 this season. Andrea Burford, the head coach. They start Joe Dodson along with Drew Doobie. Lauren Burford, I should say, in the lineup, along with Dylan Rubel, Alex Wagner, Colton Hamby. The libero for Cape Notre Dame is Joseph Schwindeman.
Only 9 on the roster for the Cape Notre Dame Bulldogs. Andrea Burford in her 7th season. Carol Reinitz, her 11th. And if you're wondering, how does a coach have 11 years with a team that's only been state sanctioned for 2? Well, they've had boys volleyball that long at Lutheran South. They just haven't had a state sanctioned postseason to play in. In fact, Carol Reinitz was on board when they started the program in Lutheran South back in 2015. They were a full JV team that played a varsity schedule, and they've been a program ever since that 15 campaign. She said they actually played in the state tournament, as she'll call it, back in 2019. Lutheran South went 22-6-1 that year. They had Webster Groves, Melville, and Chaminade along with Lutheran South, and Lutheran South drew short straw and had to play Chaminade in the semis. There was no third place game, wasn't state sanctioned. They lost to Chaminade, and Chaminade went on to win it, beating Melville in the de facto state title game in 2019. So despite the fact this is the third state-sanctioned season, she's been there 11 years, and we're underway with point number 1 in progress, and Notre Dame with the first attack. That's dug up by Lutheran South. Off balance hit by Bond, long, opening point to the Bulldogs, 1-0. Glad you're with us on Aycorp Sports. We'll bring them both to you today, so a little earlier start than we had back on Tuesday. Bottom of the 4 o'clock hour to get things underway. You'd expect match 2 somewhere hovering around, I'll say 6 o'clock, give or take.
Well, if we've got to work twice as much, at least to get started earlier, I'm good with that.
A lift called against Notre Dame, or a double hit rather, and it's tied at 1. Eli Weiler, the rookie, back to put it in play. Dodson on the set. On a roll shot by Burford, good. Sometimes that off-speed hit, when everybody's expecting the power all the time, can be a little change of tune.
It's when you use it, how you use it, and is it a strategic hit and not just a desperation hit. Now, sometimes you just have to get it back over.
And then there's that. Kyle Busher with the kill, 2-all.
I didn't see any strategy there. I just saw wind up, hit it as hard as I can down to the floor, and you're not going to have much of a chance to get it back.
And now Busher back to serve. He's a fourth-year man. Floating serve is in, and then ace. Cape Notre Dame let it go, and it was on the end line, and Lutheran South has their first lead of 3-2. Libero Schwendeman on that. Elevate, swing, hit, score for Colton Hamby. Been tied at all 3 first possible junctures to open this one up. Again, they met back on March the 28th. It was a 2-1 Lutheran South win. But the widest margin in any of the 3 sets was just 5. Hamby on the serve. Lutheran South on the attack. Up front right, the double block was there, but couldn't control it out of bounds off the hit from Hudson Bond.
We've already had something happen here that didn't happen the entire match that we were here last time, and that is competitive through the first 7 points. We almost knew where things were going 7 points in the last time we were here.
Rubel with a rip and a score. However, as we saw the other night on Tuesday, that one thing that has remained the same, Mike Nawata volleying back and forth. Points come quick, points end quickly.
I think when you're playing well, that's what it's going to be. And that's not lack of defense or not getting the job done at the net. It's just if you're playing like you want to play on offense, in the boys' game especially, it's so powerful. Stopping good hitters is really difficult.
Burford on the serve. This one comes all the way back, and a big dig from Notre Dame. Tip drill at the net, kept alive by the Bulldogs. They play on after a hit from Schwendeman. Through the hands of a Lancer, and it turns into a point from Joe Dodson, and Notre Dame's got the lead back. Second lead change with 4 ties early on. Last 3 matches in the win column for Notre Dame: Bayless, Metro East Lutheran out of Illinois, and Westminster. It's been a busy week for Lutheran South. They've played every day this week. That serve comes all the way back. Lancers from the volleyball spike line attack and pulling out of the net. Bulldogs keep it alive. 50-50 ball, and the Lancers win that emphatically with Will Kraus for a 6-5 lead.
That 50-50 ball, the team that's receiving it, it's coming back to them. How often have we seen in the last couple of times we've been down here that is usually a guaranteed point?
Serving the net by the Lancers. We've been tied at every possible juncture here through 12. And now Cape Notre Dame with Alex Wagner on the serve line. Back to the Bulldogs with Rubel on the attack. Good dig by Cody Abbas. Tip drill, covered nicely by the Bulldogs. That 50-50 ball is going to be an overplay by Lutheran South. Violation on Eli Wiley. You can almost see that develop. And Notre Dame leads 7-6 and the lead back by 1. Lutheran South played on Monday. Make it Tuesday at Clayton 3-0. Then O'Fallon, Illinois on Wednesday. CBC yesterday, and then 2 today. So they did not play Monday, but they'll play 5 matches in 5 days. Getting the doubleheader here today.
Eli Weiler with that kill and tied at 7. And we've been tied at every juncture you can be tied at so far.
So nobody with a 2-point lead yet. Deep serve may have been going long, played by the Bulldogs. And they get the point right back in the middle with Dylan Rubel.
It's kind of proving itself to be true that I've noted a lot of times you get 2 really good teams playing. Unless the server is elite, ace-oriented server, being on serve receive is better. You set up your offense.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've seen it here so far in this one.
That hit's going to be long. It's kind of the opposite of tennis, Mike. Usually when you're on serve in tennis, you have the advantage. I mean, now, we know Saxony Lutheran has a really good server that we'll see in match number 2. But unless it's an ultra power serve, the receiving team almost has the advantage.
Yep. If it's just your standard serve, I'd much rather be on serve receive.
That one hit, not touched wide. We are looking for our first 2-point lead of the match, but not going to get it there. 9 points apiece and 9 ties. Second hit attack ball. Lancers cover it for the most part, but no power coming back from Weiler. Free opportunity Bulldogs. They go with the high far set. Hitting into the net is Colton Hamby. The pass was pretty good, a little off the tape. Don't know how Hamby likes to have that ball, but he hit it in the net.
You talked about upcoming match with Saxony Lutheran. Jonathan Palmer had 7 aces in that one. There were a few mistakes involved in it, but there were enough aces that made it worthwhile.
Second service error for the Lancers, and we're leveled at 10 up. Joe Dodson will put it in play. High attack ball that time from Hudson Bond, the senior. Bulldogs bring it back in. A roll shot, scrambling, clearing. Lutheran South nicely done. In the middle, but defense the order of the day for Eli Weiler. What a play. Smack dab center of the floor, and Weiler, the freshman, able to put it down with the block, and then he'll go back and serve. And that's going to be out, and that's our first 2-point swing of the entire match. Comes at point 22.
Interesting that defense, the block at the net, and then a serve ace triggered that first 2-point lead. That block was remarkable, given it was 1-on-1.
Deep floating serve, and the third service error for the Lancers now makes it 12-11. That block was something else.
Those 3 service mistakes coming from 3 different players so far. They've had 3 mistakes on the serve line, whereas Cape Notre Dame just 1 so far.
Drew Doobie serves it up, fake to the middle, leaves the wing wide open, but it's wide. That outside hitter had free reign that time for Lutheran South.
Hudson Bond had the look after he hit it like, how did I miss? What? No. That look was like, I have to be better than that.
Doobie power serve, too much on it. Well, we told you the first time they met, 25-23, 20-25, 15-14, the way of the Lancers. This one is kind of a carbon copy so far of that opening set. Very little separation through 25 points. Swing that time off the net from Alex Wagoner, played by the Lancers up front to Hudson Bond, scrambling. Bulldogs cover nicely and clear. That was pretty. Now pulling one out of the net and just anticipating that ball. That was well done by Will Kraus. He was ready for that out of the net. He just didn't control it the way he wanted. Kind of shanked it to the side a little bit, and we're tied at 13.
12th tie. We've had 3 lead changes, no lead for Cape Notre Dame in quite a while. They're trying to change that.
Kraus again on the set this time. Bulldogs right in the middle. Tip drill winner. Cape Notre Dame back in front.
Lead change number 4, their first lead. Greg, do I have that right? Since 7-6? No, they were up 9-8. My apologies.
I've got lead change number 5.
Okay, that's why I am off 1. We didn't even, when we were over here Tuesday, I don't think we talked about ties and lead changes during match at all because they never occurred. It was just a dominant effort from Saxony in that one.
I think for the match, if I remember, there were 3 total ties and 1 lead change. St. Pius led the second set 1-0. That was the only time all night they led. And I can already see your brain going there. And before you ask me, the answer is no. 14-14 in the first. Off the block from Rubel. Lutheran South right close to the tape on the set from Kraus. Kept the live Bulldogs. That pass, maybe an overpass, and then going under the net to try to keep that with some kind of power was Burford. He did the best he could, and the Lancers get the point, 15-14.
Good job of the officials, too, to stay on that. I mean, there's so much going on that somebody's got to watch. Okay, where are the feet? You got to watch that along with everything else that's going on at the net. Is somebody in the net? Is the ball going off the net?
Quick hit attacked in the redirection up front by Wagner. Earns a point for the Bulldogs, tied at 15.
This is, I mean, really remarkable how close we've been.
The answer is no. The answer is no. I can already hear you going there.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yes,
at this
you
juncture.
are. Tipped across, Bulldogs free opportunity. Wagner, twice Wagner. 0 for 2 on that exchange. Back to the rookie who couldn't put it down. Wagner again one more time, 0 for 3 in this sequence. Lancers this time with Dickin. Haven't heard much from Sam Dickin, the junior. 31 again, here he'll come. He'll swing, nearly score through the hands of Wagner, but kept alive and cleared by Notre Dame. Coming back to Dickin. Through hands, Bulldogs dig it up. Longest rally of the match, no question about it thus far. This time the freshman in the middle with Weiler. Nice diving get by Burford. Cleared across and a save by the libero Abbas. Pulled out of the net that time more conveniently by Kraus. Dickin again! Finally got it to the floor. 4 times to Sam Dickin. They stayed with it, and he finally earns the point.
That point might have lasted as long as 3 other points that we've had. We talk so much, Greg, about there aren't a lot of long points and rallies. Well, that was extreme.
Doobie on serve receive. That point didn't last long. Dylan Rubel levels us at 16. 4th kill for Rubel here in the early going.
That looked a lot more like what we are accustomed to seeing.
And for those of you that might be not quite as familiar as other audiences with Mike and I calling games together, we've been doing this for about 25 years. That's a nice tip across by Ben Tague for a winner. I can already hear you thinking, boy, what's the broadcast match we've had in volleyball that's had the most ties in a set? And usually you tell me I should research that. So the answer is no. That's what the no meant.
Well, here's what I was thinking something a little different, and the answer would still be no.
Big block up front by Lutheran South. Well done on defense to reclaim a 2-point lead at 18-16.
That was Will Kraus with a block. Yes and no in terms of where I was going. I had a different thought, but it still required you to research.
Yeah, exactly. The answer is no. Drew Doobie makes it 18-17.
My thinking was, what is the longest set we've ever watched?
Ooh.
So I was going a little different with it.
Yeah. Too high on the pass. Busher just lucky to get it across. And a free opportunity for the Lancers here. Coming near side to Weiler. He went short side and scores. We've had matches in the 30s before. I remember a 31. I don't remember many more than 31. Maybe 33. Big smash off the net. Took something out of it. Doobie makes it 19-18 with the kill. 15 different ties, 6 different lead changes. Slimmest of margins here, and Dodson on serve for the more local team in Notre Dame. That hit is not touched and wide, and we're back even.
Well, I remember going way back when there was some controversy from the folks that, like, let's keep tradition, when they went away from the old-fashioned scoring, went to the rally scoring. I don't know how anybody can watch the game today and think, I'd love to go back to the other serve to score a point. Just go, no. The rally scoring, I think, has made the game much better.
Hudson Bond into a block, but uncontrollable for the Bulldogs, and Lutheran South by 1 at 20-19. In case you're unfamiliar, back in the day, I'm talking, they changed that rule around 02, 03, something like that, maybe a little later. You used to have to serve in order to earn the point. There was no point given on every single serve attempt, no matter who served it. Your team had to serve, and only you could earn the point. So the receiving team of the serve could not get a point until they earned the serve back, and then they could get a point. Here, it's 21-19 and a 2-point lead for Lutheran South. We're late in the first 16 ties, and 6 lead changes. 16 ties, 6 lead changes here in set 1. And well, I think this is exactly what we bargained for coming in here, Mike, knowing what kind of a group Lutheran South was.
And knowing that they'd played competitive before. I mean, one day doesn't always tell you what will happen the next. But you had the inclination that this one could be really good. And all options are out there for how this thing could end. You could have somebody take it in 3. I think either team's capable of doing that. Either team could win a 3-1. You could have it go 5. I think it could go all those directions. We've seen nothing right now through 40 points that separates either of these teams. To me, I haven't seen anything that's a marked separation.
Right now, Lancers by a pair. They're on serve with Eli Weiler. Dodson on the pass. Just coaxing that inside the antenna. Burford, son of the head coach, and then Burford gets in on defense with Drew Doobie to smash that point to the floor and make it 21-20. And boy, a 3-point lead in this set would be mammoth.
Collegiate-wise, not high school. Collegiate-wise, they went to rally scoring in 1999. High school did not go with colleges at the exact same time. I do remember that.
That time, they were unable to block Hudson Bond, 22-20.
Bond with kill number 3. He leads the way for the Lancers.
I came here in September of 2000, so we didn't call volleyball till 01. In the first couple of years, they were not on this rally scoring as they call it now. So we saw a couple of seasons of the old school point system, I'll call it. Nice job to stuff that through a block, Colton Hamby. And it's pretty bad when you got to say keep your team in it when you're only down by 1, but
well, it's gotten late, so that is, you would have been down 3 without that point, and down 3 at this juncture would have been a problem.
Dickon, cross court, wide, missed it. And now we're all even at 22, so a chance for Notre Dame, I don't want to say to steal the set, but late it's been mostly Lutheran South in the lead. 17th tie of the set. Back set this time, coming short side down the sideline. Good save by Hamby. Rise up, hit Burford, score! And now a timeout by Carol Reinitz. We'll take this one briefly. Notre Dame 2 away from taking the opening set here at Saxony.
This is us.
SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care. We provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to everyone that may need it. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Crusaders, Lancers, and Bulldogs, a little boys volleyball doubleheader for you today on a Friday night. Saxony Lutheran is in the gym watching this one, and right now it's Cape Notre Dame up a penny. That might change there, and it will, as in the net are the Lancers, and it's the largest Notre Dame lead of the set, and it comes to put them on set point.
Yep, unable to stay out of the net with Sam Dickon. He tried, like the Dickens, to stay out of the net, couldn't do it.
Hamby trying to win it right here. He's on serve. They come back to Dickon near side. That was off the net or block. It's off the block, so we stay alive. Lutheran South at 24-23, down by 1, but on serve. So a chance for Notre Dame. Dig this serve up, get it up front to offense, and put it away. That'll be the plan off the serve from Hudson Bond. Good pass to the front, Dodson. For the win, all they can do is tip drill up front with Rubel. Now they'll get another opportunity. Back set in the middle, Rubel a little off balance, just two hands, one across. Dickin ties it. Cape Notre Dame had two opportunities and went 0 for 2 in that point. 18th tie of the set. That is a crazy number. Serve receive Schwendeman, not real clean, pulling it out of the scorer's table and able to clear inside the antenna is Wagoner. Dickin has to do about the same to coax that around the antenna. This pass too tight to the net. Burford could just tip it over. Dickin flips it deep but long, and it's out. Serve again for the set, this time with Burford. So much for that. Lutheran South had 3 early service errors. Cape Notre Dame has now surpassed them with 4. Dickin, great serve. Tons of topspin on it. Burford, that's tough to dig up. Through a block, Lancers keep it away and tell their hitter they've got to clear on that last hit, and he did. There's defense up front, but Cape Notre Dame sends it right back. Bulldogs have to scramble. This hit has to clear, and Burford does just that. Nice attack ball from Ben Tague to give Lutheran South their first set point at 26-25.
Some kind of set there, too. That quick short set, and it came from over his right shoulder. Not an easy ball to play.
Now Dickin in the back row. He'll put it in play off the serve line with a jump serve. Lots of power on it. Taken by Doobie to Dodson, and flat-footed cleared. Wagoner could have called a lift there on that attack ball. Instead, you'll call it a Lutheran South set winner. Hit from Sam Dickin, the junior. Ends it at 27-25 after a 19-tie set. It finally goes the way of the Lancers to lead 1-0. Back with the second from Saxony Lutheran, opening match of a Friday doubleheader on Aycorp Sports.
At Young Real Estate, we understand the importance of face-to-face interactions. Our experienced agents are here to listen to your needs and personalize your home buying or selling experience. But we also recognize the power of technology. Young Real Estate offers virtual showings, allowing you to explore properties from the comfort of your own home. Young Real Estate, where technology meets a personal touch. Your dreams, our expertise. Contact us today, and let's make your dream home a reality.
Since 1984, Bagby Wealth Management has assisted clients in reaching their personalized financial goals. Whether it's retirement, investments, or securing your family's future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. For more information, please call or visit our office in Dexter today. Your path starts here.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers. Talk to your Baker Implement dealer today.
Heck of an opening set to get us underway. We're late in the boys volleyball regular season as we crescendo through district and postseason play. The best in the state will converge right back into these neck of the woods. The Final Four and state championships late May 26th and 27th. Aycorp Sports will again partner with Misha TV to bring you boys volleyball Final Four action on those 2 days from the Show Me Center in Cape Girardeau. The third year that Misha has sanctioned the state championship in boys volleyball. And Aycorp Sports will be part of that for you on May 26th and 27th. We haven't yet flipped the calendar to the last month of the boys volleyball season, but we will do that soon in about a week or so. Actually, just 7 days, I suppose. Cape Notre Dame's got one more match in April at Lutheran St. Charles on the 28th. Lutheran South has 3 left in April: Melville, Westminster, and Rockwood Summit.
Well, going back to the thought you had earlier, and you threw out a date just kind of wildly, and very well.
It wasn't wild.
Well, no, but you just you weren't researching it, right? You didn't have anything in front of you. You were just going
educated
back.
Guess.
Educated.
It's a lot different than wild.
Educated Greg Allen, yeah. That's the first time in 25 years I've heard that together. 2003-04 was when they went to the rally scoring. And out of curiosity, we didn't discuss this, but they went to best of 5 scoring in 2020-21. So that is rather new, as you're in your 6th season of that being the case.
Yeah, because before they went to rally scoring, it was 3 sets, right? Best of 3, and you played to 15.
Yep. And I may be wrong on this. It's very possible that Mike and being wrong has happened.
That's never happened.
Yeah, that's happened before. I thought at one point that when they first went to rally scoring, at some junctures, I thought 30. You played to 30, not 25.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, in my head, I've got that there was times that they played to 30. I could research that as well as we get an opportunity.
Opening hit long from the Lancers. 19 ties, 8 lead changes in set 1. Well, there were not a lot of good things that came out of COVID, but there is one in the world of volleyball that I really like. That was a nice feathery touch on that attack. The fact we don't change sides and benches anymore in volleyball, I never understood that. The only sport you ever saw that in, you didn't see 2 basketball teams change benches at the half. I never understood it. You just stay on your side of the floor and play. Makes, in my head, much more sense.
And I'm glad you clarified with basketball, they didn't change benches. They do change sides, but they don't have to make the whole bench get up and move. Yes.
Yeah, never understood that. And if you're going to change sides of the net, why do you have to sit on the side your team's on? Just keep the bench where it's at.
It was not, I agree. It was a change for the better.
One of the very few that came out of COVID. Lancers saved that from deep. Up front smash off the block. Nice defense in the middle by Lauren Burford. And then Lutheran South arguing for a touch that they're not going to get, and it's out. Hold the phone on that. Our unsanctioned official in the corner has something on the Notre Dame side.
She's just going to fix the antenna for us.
I don't think that's going to change where the point goes.
Nope.
It will not. It is a 3-1 Bulldog lead.
I saw her motion towards the chair official that it was leaning. I want to fix that where it's straight up. That may affect a future point.
Yeah, absolutely. Drew Doobie on the serve. Hudson Bond going to clear. Nice quick pass in the middle of the exchange there to Burford, but he couldn't score it. Off the block, pounded by Bond. Bulldogs keep it alive. And a back set to Wagoner. Through 2 defenders to put it away in a 3-point Notre Dame lead. Their largest lead in the opening set with 2, and it came late, 24-22, but they lost that set, 27-25, and that's something that has reared its ugly head again. Service mistakes for the Bulldogs. They had 4, now 5.
The second service error for Burford there.
Senior Hudson Bond on the serve line. Lutheran South will play Saxony Lutheran after this one. Nice dig by Will Krause standing in line of that. Dickens just going to 2-hand one over. Dodson going to set up Wagoner. Yes, for a winner. Not much resistance at the net that time. The pass was clean and the hit was perfect.
Your kill leaders to this point in the proceedings. Dylan Rubel has 4. That leads the way for Cape Notre Dame. Lutheran South, they're being led by Sam Dicken, who has 4.
Krause on the set. That smash out. Notre Dame has controlled set 2 here at 6-2. Head-to-head, Lutheran South has won 5 straight between these two. Their series dates back to 2017. Little side spin on that serve. Krause to Dicken. That's good for a kill. I asked Carol Reinitz, so before there was a state tournament, what did you used to do? Like the season would just end? And that's kind of when she said, well, there was sort of a state tournament. It wasn't obviously Misha sanctioned. And again, they went to the Final Four in 2019. But there wasn't a situation where like everybody goes to a district tournament, all that kind of stuff. Dicken hammers that one home for a 6-4 Bulldog lead.
Just invite everybody to some place in the state and just play? Or I know.
I'm not sure how they whittled it down to 4 and got into what they called a state championship setting, but they did. Big hit by Rubel, and it's out.
That ball that is played near that antenna where our official is on the chair, really hard for us to tell from here if it's touch, not touch. Is it inside the antenna or outside?
Going to Dylan Rubel again. One-hand save at a back line by Weiler. Dicken into the hands of a block from Alex Wagner, comes right back. Dicken going to try it again. Off the same hands of that blocker. This time stays on the Bulldog side. There's another good block this time from the Lancers. Outside set to Burford. Corner looking for it. Got the back line. Pretty. 7-5 Notre Dame by a deuce. Cody Abbas, the libero for Lutheran South, back on the floor. Carol Reinitz telling me that she was in her last year this year of coaching the girls volleyball team at Lutheran South, so she is stepping aside from those duties. That's off the block and a score from Hudson Bond to make it 7-6. The two young ladies on the Lutheran South bench tonight will take over the girls team next year. And I asked her, the teams we've run into, Mike, down here, again, just small sample size Tuesday and today, we've seen 3 female coaches with the various teams.
Correct.
I guess 4, actually, technically. There's a nice dump on the second hit for a kill, 8-6. And I said, is that the norm that, I'm just going to say typically, girls volleyball head coaches are female, and the schools that are starting boys volleyball, I would think it'd be an easy pull just to take that girls coach and transition them over to the boys side. I asked her if that was the norm kind of across the state in the teams they play. Dicken rips that one to the floor. It's 8-7. She said no. Most of them come from the club scene and are typically male. So even though we have seen 4 female coaches, that's kind of the outlier of the discussion.
I think it's a valid question, not being, as we are not in the city to see how it works with all the schools. We see such a small sample size down here.
Boy, Ben Tagg with an easy block. Kid is 6'5", right in the middle. That long wingspan ties us for just the second time in set 2. There were 19 ties in set 1. That serve, too much on it.
Second serve mistake for Dicken, Greg.
Bulldogs back in front by 1. Carol Reinitz, her 11th season coaching the boys at Lutheran South along with the girls. So she's busy in the fall and the spring. She goes on vacation in the wintertime. Says, heck with this teaching stuff. I'm out of here. In the middle, Tagg. Stuffed right back to him, and defense for the Bulldogs from Hamby with a winner. Well, schools let you take a 3-month vacation. Can you do that? Oh, wait, it's called summer.
I started to say summer. I love it when they got some of these reels, I guess they're called, where they show teachers going into the real world and going like, when does summer break start?
Right.
Everybody's when does what start? Eli Weiler with a kill, his 3rd. Like, no, when do we get our 3 months off? We don't take 3 months off. Why?
You should.
I've done that for a long time, and it's a great plan.
10-9 goes to 11, not at a kill from Drew Doobie off the block and a score.
That's his 4th kill, tying him for a team high.
Line drive bullet serve from Dodson. Weiler taps that across. Free opportunity. Bulldogs trying to take a 3-point lead, and they not yet. Lancers pull that out of the net and clear with Weiler. Going outside to Burford. Man, Burford with a rip. 12-9. Good luck standing in the middle of that.
Remember when I talked to you and said that we watched a team up in St. Louis warm up once and it sounded like a bomb would go off when they hit it? That was the kind of hit you just saw there. Just boom, explode.
Tip drill. Good eyes from Kyle Burscher to see that open spot in the front left defensive position. 12-10 Notre Dame. And Kraus will put it in play for the visiting Lancers. Burford wants it. They go that way. He scores again.
He joins Drew Doobie and Dylan Rubel now with team highs at 4 kills.
And not to say that this is the case right now, but Mike, we've heard it so much on the girls' side of things that sometimes you can get into a rotation where the alignment, the defense just doesn't match up, and if you can continue to feed a hot hand, boy, you can rack up some points. Or just let Burford take over on both sides of the floor. Offense and defense, and a Carol Reinitz timeout this time. Boy, Burford with quite a sequence in the last 5 points.
2 now stuff blocks for him to go along with those 4 kills we were talking about.
Just 3 losses on the season for Lutheran South. They had one 2 days ago against O'Fallon, Illinois, that snapped at the time a 9-match win streak. They had another 9-game stretch earlier this year without a loss. They went 8-0-1. You're going to have some of those when you go 22-3-1 late in the season. All these teams, Saxony Lutheran, Cape Notre Dame, Lutheran South, in the same district come end of season, which is closing quickly. You're looking at Afton, Bayless, and St. Pius also being part of that Class 1 District 1.
Greg, when we were here Tuesday, we posed the question knowing that Lutheran South was coming here. We knew what their record was. We had heard so much about them. What kind of gap is there between them and the schools maybe down here? In this set, in this match, we're seeing right now there's no real gap. They're very equally matched.
15-10. I mentioned that Coach Reinitz was a big proponent of the 2 classes now in boys volleyball rather than everybody that plays in the state is lumped into one. And off balance, Kyle Busher can't come up with that one. And this is the longest run of points either team has had the entire match so far.
That's it, 4 in a row.
4 in a row at 16-10. Now Doobie back on the serve line. Weiler outside left to Bond, and more defense from Hamby this time. 5 in a row from Notre Dame.
Second stuff block coming from the hands and arm of Colton Hamby.
Doobie again. Rocket serve, wow. And Weiler made it look easy. Big elevation that time from Hudson Bond. I thought Lutheran South was in the net, and they were. It's 18-10.
It was Bond who was in the net. His follow through, his hand contacted the net.
6 in a row for the Bulldogs. And a commanding 8, now 7-point lead on the service there. But you'll take that from Drew Doobie.
He has 3 of their 6 serve errors in the match. They have 2 in this set.
Eli Weiler. Floating serve to the libero, Joe Schwendeman. Wagner plays it over, and scrambling of the Lancers. They'll clear, but on 4 hits. Or make it a double hit, rather. And make it 19-11. Now, Carol Reinitz was telling me that she didn't like it last year when if you made the state tournament, you had to run into one of those perennial powers up in the city. That's a smash off the block, making 19-12. Lutheran South lost to Lindbergh in the district final. And she said, yeah, if we'd have won, we'd have gotten like Lafayette. I was like, oh, so Farmington, basically. The Farmington story that we were telling you on Tuesday, right? That was always the situation with the Knights. When if they would ever win a district title, you'd go play some of the best in St. Louis, and it was a powerhouse, St. Joe's Academy, Narings Hall, somebody like that. For Julie Ward and company. 19-12, we're in progress with Bond on a hit. Scrambling get in the back from Doobie, and the Bulldogs will clear with a pop from Dodson. Dickin, 2-hand save by Dodson with the palms of his hands, and then he'll clear. Weiler, quick hitter in the middle, that worked to perfection. And when you're gonna go, actually it was Krause on the set to tag, beg your pardon. And you got 6'5" on a quick hitter. That's tough to defend.
I will say this, in the 2 days, well, day and a half, I guess you could say, coming down here, we haven't seen as much of the quick hit offense as I thought we might see.
19-14 as the Bulldogs got all kinds of tangled up with the antenna that time. So I told Carolina, yeah, we've talked about some teams that complained about having to run into the powerhouse, gigantic schools in the city at times. She said her girls team, after 10 years, there's Dickin off the block for a score, and Lutheran South is climbing back in this down 4. They finally dropped down to Class 3 because they were so successful that they had to deal with the championship factor for so long. And she said we just kept getting bludgeoned up there in some of the larger classifications. Well, they finally just now dropped back down from 4 to 3.
Now, that's an aspect of that championship factor, Greg, that I think some people kind of lost sight of, is that while you are having success and the factor is bumping you up, some handle it well and continue to have their success and move on. Some, it's like, okay, we're a bit over our heads. Maybe we're not going to do as well. But at some juncture, you won't be winning as much, and that factor won't be influencing you, and you will filter yourself back down maybe to where you feel like you belong anyway based on enrollment and school size.
19-15, and to some degree, those teams that might hit the play up because of that championship factor are sort of paying for the success that teams before them and players that are no longer even at the school had. There's a lot of different discussions about that. That ball's wide of the sideline.
But it is true, it's based on your history, not your current team.
Right.
So they've had remarkable success over the last number of years, and the group that happens to be there at that time, whatever school it may be, is going, that wasn't us.
Alex Wagner threw a block. Quiets things a little bit for Notre Dame to put them back up by 4, 20-16. They've led by as many as 8 at 18-10. And after that, it was a 5-1 run by Lutheran South. So that steadies the ship a little bit. That down the sideline hit the antenna, and called by the unsanctioned corner official who fixed said antenna earlier. It's 21-16. She was right on at that time. Now it's Lauren Burford on the serve. Dickin gonna attack, rip that home. 21-17.
10th kill already for Dickin. And I will say this, for the unsanctioned officials who have been here today, I have noted both ends of the floor much more attentive and into the match than sometimes you see from those unsanctioned. I think they've done a good job.
I completely agree. Wagner missed that one. Hit it wide, 21-18. Notre Dame kind of let Lutheran South hang around after it was 18-10. 8 of the next 11 have gone the way of the Lancers. Trying to add one more, but a two-hand floater played into the net, out of it, and Lutheran South won't clear it. And now, if you're Notre Dame, you should be in a spot where you should be able to close this set out up 4 with 3 to go.
You and I, over the years, I dubbed it the danger zone.
I love it. I love that moniker.
You're usually in pretty bad shape when you reach this point that we're at. We'll give you more information on it, and it just got worse. If your opponent needs fewer points to win the set than you are behind, you're in trouble. So if you get to this point, what is the score now? I fell behind.
23-19.
23-19. You need
4 to tie, but they're 2
4
away.
to tie, but they're 2 away. You're in trouble.
So you're basically -2.
Now, can teams come back from that? Absolutely. I think the most we saw was a 24-12 or 13, but it is rare to come from those spots. Even this spot's rare. And there's the quick hit game. Greg, I thought we'd see more of it, and we're seeing a little more of it today than we did on Tuesday.
And a little more in the second set than we saw in the opening set. Timeout, Lutheran South at 24-19. Carolina's trying to pull a rabbit out of the hat here, down by 5, with Notre Dame 1 point away from taking us to at least 4 sets in the opening match.
It just feels like trying to put long runs of points together with 2 teams that are as equally matched. a 6-0 run's a huge run, and we saw that earlier. That I feel like that might be the one we see.
That's the rarity, yeah.
And so when you're down 24-19, you've got to have at least 5 just to keep this thing alive. The odds are you're not going to be able to do that. And I'm going to stick with what I said earlier. Other than the rare, and we've seen a couple of guys have nearly unreturnable serves. But in this match, that's happened less than a handful of times. We saw it a whole lot more on Tuesday. So with that being said, it's hard to run those points off because if you don't have that elite server, that opponent's taking a ball, and as long as they receive well, they're getting that first shot at you.
Lutheran South will have a shot to score a point off receive of serve, but not before a conversation between the officials as Joseph Schwendeman stands back to serve at 24-19 in the second. Lancers need 5 in a row. Krause on the setup, comes right back to him. They got a back set this time, and they won't even get one. Notre Dame closes out the second. We'll need at least 4. We're tied 1 apiece at Saxony Lutheran on Aycorp Sports.
We're not saying we'll bubble wrap your money, but we do protect it like family. At First State Bank and Trust, your money is safe with us. First State Bank and Trust.
Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
Set 1 to the Lancers, 27-25. It had 19 ties, 8 lead changes. Set 2 to the Bulldogs, 25-19. And all those ties and lead changes evaporated. 2 ties, no lead changes. A much different way to finish out a set between the opening 2. And in the second match of the year between these two schools, it was a set that offered the widest margin of victory. The previous best was 5 when Notre Dame took a 5-point set off of Lutheran South back in March. This one is a difference of 6.
I'll go back to our many years together and go with an inside statement that we'll then share with everybody. You know why that second set happened after that first set with all the ties and lead changes. Because it's a goofy game. It's flat out it's a goofy game. And the inside story there is that at the time, Potosi's head volleyball coach, correct? Gary Mims. We were doing a lot of Potosi games, and that was one of the comments he made that stuck with us, trying to get, an answer about, coach, this is happening, this happening.
Right. Why did this go this way?
Why did this?
Yep.
Because it's a goofy game. And every time I've watched volleyball, at every level, and anything out of the ordinary happens a little bit, that'll pop in my head. I know a lot of sports probably are goofy games, but it'll always be volleyball in my head thanks to Gary Mims. And that was, after what we saw in set one, to have one that goes all the way through with one of the teams never holding the lead. That makes no sense.
Overpass on serve receive, and it turns out to be the Lancer point to start the third at 1-0. So Will Kraus will get at least 2 serves in a row to start the third, floating that time into the hands of Wagoner. They'll go front left to Hamby. Trying to move around his own guy. Kraus to find space to get the set away. And he got a helper to put the point away in 2-0. Greg Allen, Mike Reeves, great to have you with us on Aycorp Sports. Joshua I, our producer today. Serve to Wagoner. Big elevation and a kill by Doobie. First point the way the Bulldogs in the third, and they trail by 1.
Your individual kill leaders, look at Lutheran South first. 11 for Sam Dickin, Cape Notre Dame, Doobie, and Dylan Rubel have 5.
Dodson served that one. The serve receive came all the way back. We've got a violation on Notre Dame this time out of overplay. And a 3-1 Lancer lead.
You talk about, of all the sports that we've heard people, coaches talk about more than anybody, like next play, right? Next play. This one applies as much as anything I think I've ever watched because it's so fast moving and how quickly you have to transition to the next play.
Dickin hit that. What a one-arm save, falling away by Schwendeman, and the Bulldogs cleared something else by the Cape Notre Dame libero. That time they couldn't save it in the back line with Wagoner, and the Lancers lead 4-1. Yeah, you hear that a lot in baseball. The shortstop makes an error. Hey, forget about it, next play, right? Well, that next play might take a couple of batters. It might take a couple of innings. Here, you better put that out of your head.
It's done. I mean, within seconds, that next play is coming along, and odds are you're going to be involved in it in some way, shape, or form.
Right. Overpass on serve receive again. Bulldogs having a tough time on serve receive in a third, and it's costing them big time. Hudson Bond hammers it. It's 5-1 visitors.
You know it's a good play when your coach gets excited about it. I was watching that very reaction from Carol Reinitz there. As soon as that went down, she almost did a little dance on that one. Like, that's it. That's what we want.
Weiler's short floating serve this time. Burford went to get it. They gave it back to him, and Mr. Reliable so far for Notre Dame makes it 5-2. He had a good sequence in the middle of set 2.
He joins Drew Doobie and Dylan Rubel with 5 kills and team highs for the Bulldogs.
Rubel had a really good start to the match in the first set. He was electric, and we haven't really seen much of him offensively since then. Burford kind of took over in that second set, as I just mentioned. 6-2 off that winner from the Lancers. Lauren Burford, the son of head coach Andrea Burford in her 7th year. Cape Notre Dame went 19-10 last year. 6-11-1 in the first season of state-sanctioned boys volleyball. And when I say state-sanctioned, I mean that they held a state championship for it at the Misha level. In the middle, Burford. How about it one more from him? 6-3. I asked Coach Reinitz if boys volleyball was, at least prior to 3 years ago, kind of like what hockey is now. And she said, yeah, that's very comparable. You know, they'll play to a cup final at Enterprise Center, but it's not recognized by the state association. I think it'd be weird to play an entire season and just have it end clean. I mean, nothing happens. You're just done. Burford clears that deep. Weiler got arms on that. Dickin, rise up, hitting the dig by Dobson. Schwendeman there, plays it back to Burford with a roll shot. Dickin cross court, Schwendeman dug it, comes all the way back. Quick hitter to tag. Notre Dame was ready for it. They back set Burford, tough shot here! It's touched and it's a Notre Dame point. Oh, that is the ball we talk about so much that comes over your head from behind you. You have to swing around it, and did he get ultra power on it?
That's one thing to hit that ball. It's one thing to guide that to where you want it on the floor. It's another to wind up and hit it with power.
8-4 after the Burford service error, first of the set.
His third service mistake.
Lancers have the Bulldogs doubled up. Second meeting of the year between these two. Lutheran South started the year winning their first 4 matches. Notre Dame opened the year going 1-2, and then 2-3 5 matches in. Weiler roll shot up the pass from Kraus. Couldn't make it pay off, but the defense unable to control it from Kraus off the hit from Alex Wagoner. Notre Dame within 3. Notre Dame Athletic Director Jeff Gravitt in the audience watching this one. Short trip to get here to Saxony Lutheran. Dodson clears, but wide. Just by a little bit. Lutheran South, a little fortunate. They thought that was wide by plenty, and then when they looked for it hit on the floor, they're like, that's a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be.
And once you've committed to out, you've pretty much committed. Not much you can do about it from there.
Cody Abbas on the serve line. Good job to pull that out of the net. An easy play. Nobody defending Doobie. 9-6 Lancers in the third. Tied a set apiece.
And before you hit me with the duh moment, I'm aware. But definitely a better gathering to watch today than what we saw on Tuesday. And I know there's 3 schools here, not 2.
I won't hit you with the duh, but I will hit you with, I was curious to see what we get. Two Notre Dame service errors here in this set, 10-7 Lancers. With the intensity and tightness between the teams kind of ratcheted up compared to what we saw on Tuesday. I was expecting for a better gathering. That one, cross court, not close. Hamby missed that badly. It's been wire to current juncture so far for Lutheran South. They took the opening 2 points and have led all the way. Current lead is 4. Doobie makes it 3.
We almost have in set 3 the reverse of set 2 in terms of you're watching one team hold the lead through almost all points to this juncture. We got a ways to go.
Boy, 3 service errors in the last 5 serves from Notre Dame. 12-8.
Well, that was a crucial set 3 time too. You'd gotten it back to 11-8. You had a chance to get within 2.
Deep serve. Lutheran South returns the favor.
Second serve error today for Eli Weiler.
First missed serve by the Lancers in this third. Doobie back to put one in play. Trailing by 3. They won the second, did Notre Dame 25-19. Lutheran South won the opener 27-25. That's off the block of Hamby. And Sam Dicken earns another point. We've been volleying right around that 4-point differential ever since we got to 5-1. It's just sort of stuck there at 4. Dicken, left hands one for a point.
Nobody on the floor today statistically even close to Sam Dicken in the kill category with 15.
Wow. Deep serve. Doobie took it. Up front, Wagoner. Off a tip, comes all the way back to the Lancers. Back set this time to Bond. Out of the net, not coming back. And the lead is out to 6, and a timeout from Andrea Burford, sensing things slipping. Mid-set 3, we'll take a quick break and duck out on Aycorp Sports. Third set, 15-9, Saxony Lutheran waiting in the wings. It might be the perfect recipe for the Crusaders. They'll be getting a Lutheran South club that will be playing their 5th match in 4 days when they play them following this one. And we saw Saxony Lutheran roast St. Pius on Tuesday. But the Crusaders have already lost to the Bulldogs this season. They've already lost to the Lancers, and that was a couple of days ago. So maybe they'll get them on wearied legs. And the match coming up around 6 o'clock. Burford with a kill, 15-10.
I thought about that earlier as this one became obvious it wasn't going to go 3. It's going to go at least 4. Part of me thought, yeah, that could get to you. And then the other part goes back to 16, 17, and 18-year-old guys in the best shape of their life that they'll probably ever be in. Will it matter that much?
In a sport where you can play multiple games in a day anyway.
And at the club level, they're used to that.
Right. Tag off the block and a winner. 16-10, Lutheran South by half a dozen. Ben Teg, a sophomore at 6'5", 22 in gray, right there in the middle.
I can promise all these guys that down the road 40-plus years, they're going to look back at where they are now and go, boy, I'd like to do that again. I would love to return to that level of being in shape.
You're telling me you're not there?
I can't even dream of being where they are now.
Weiler set the Dickon a little too far. He just had to two-hand it over his head and over the net. Saved by Weiler in the back row. One arm hit by Doobie. Kind of a scramble point all the way around. Kraus elevate, hit, and score! Not what you expect from Will Kraus at 5'10", playing in the land of the tall timber right in the middle, but he scores.
And he does have his second kill of the night, but I think he just recognized game situation, where he was on the floor, where an opening was, and took advantage of it.
Neither team looked real clean on that entire point. It was a big-time scramble both ways.
His teammates had a lot of fun with it.
That point had no problems for Lauren Burford.
And Burford just said, that's what you're supposed to do, bud. That's it right there.
I mean, that was some elevation on that kill.
My goodness. Yeah, the elevation is what caught my attention as well. I was like, that was well above the net, looking down upon the play.
He's had some service issues, but he took something off of that one with a ton of topspin. Dickon got blocked, but nice coverage from Cody Abbas. Save-a-rama in the back row by Weiler. Back to Dickon, the over-shoulder ball. What a save on the back line, but one of the Bulldogs in the net. Drew Doobie with a heck of an effort on the end line. It's all for naught as Lutheran South leads by 7.
And just like in set 2, when the lead got to 6 late, and you felt like there's almost no way you come back from that, you kind of get that same feeling here.
Service ace down the right sideline and a winner, 19-11.
Dickon, we talked about the 15 kills. That's his first serve ace.
Well, these 3 sets, the way we've gotten to the end of them, and I'm assuming things won't change dramatically here in the third. A point up front for Wagoner at 19-12. We've seen a little bit of everything. Set 1, neither team could gain any separation. It was uber close. Set 2, Notre Dame commanded the whole set. And then the Bulldogs really haven't been in the third set. Big power shot by Weiler, 20-12.
But we haven't seen Weiler have to do that very much. He does have 4 kills. That's one of the biggest wind up and let it rip plays we've seen.
I mean, an 8-point lead late in the set is just insurmountable, you'd think. Rubel, no, he missed it.
I feel like the people out there that came up with the never say never, they weren't watching this set.
A late timeout for Notre Dame and Andrea Burford, but I'm not sure it's going to factor in this third. She might be getting her guys ready for that all-important fourth. One that Saxony Lutheran's probably sitting there thinking, yeah, make it go 5. Absolutely. Take it to 5. That's exactly what we want because we get Lutheran South next. 21-12 in the third.
See, this is where, well, I guess you'd want Lutheran South to have some rest. I was going to say this is where you could have Saxony Lutheran go to a secondary gym somewhere, get their warm-ups in right at the, and then just come out ready to go. And but Lutheran South would probably be, no, we will take a break. We'll take just a bit of a break before taking on a new opponent. So I'll nix that thinking there for that crossed my mind for just 1 second.
Well, we were told that break would not be all that lengthy.
And I also think with Lutheran South having, a trip back tonight, I could see them being, yeah, we're okay with, just moving along.
And again, it's not like they don't play multiple matches in a day routinely, tournaments and whatnot.
Well, think about on the girls' side, the tournament in Cape Girardeau that 800 teams participate in. Exaggerating, of course.
Dick for Life tournament?
Yes, that thing is crazy.
That's massive. Yeah, I think the team that wins that thing, I think ends up playing like 7 matches over the course of the weekend. 2 on Friday night, and then the rest on Saturday.
Yeah, and some are abbreviated pool play, round robin, but
big swing by Doobie, but a better block by the Lancers. Now they'll come with Hamby. Off speed that Abbas digged up, but they couldn't clear to make it 21-14. If Notre Dame has any kind of run in them, you'd like it to start right now when you do at least have some margin for error with your opponent on 21 and not 24. Kraus on the set. Bulldogs near the antenna. It was outside the antenna. Our unsanctioned official was all over it. And now the Lancers are on 22.
I'm just going to throw this out there now, and something terrible is going to happen tonight. I know it is. But our unsanctioned official could just as well start making her way towards becoming an official. She has seemed to be on top of everything and very knowledgeable.
And she's the one that was on the other side of the floor earlier that instructed our sanctioned official to have to address the antenna. Or as I know you call it, antenna.
An antenna. I grew up further south than this area.
Go Reindeer.
We still have got to get an Aycorp game. You and I. Christmas tournament, perfect time.
It is.
Clarkton has a tournament. You and I, at least one day.
You know, if we actually went there and did a game, I'd end up doing it by myself because the throng of people that would say, is that Mike Reeves?
Yes. No,
oh, my goodness.
I would be prepared. I would bring an extra pen for the autographs.
22-15 in the third. Just over the top of the tape. Good serve. They back set Dickin into the arms of Schwendeman. Opportunity for the Bulldogs. They'll go with one of their big hitters. And the off speed caught the Lancers off guard. Boy, that looks so innocent. And now it's Lutheran South that wants to talk it over, still with a 6-point lead. McCarroll Reines doesn't want to see this slip any farther with her club 3 away from taking a 2-1 advantage.
Bring a few pins to Clarkton, some 8x10 glossies to sign.
You would.
Make sure to have all that intact. Be prepared for the most common comment that would happen for those that were there when I was there. They would be coming up to us and going, "You were not that fat when you played here." I would probably hear that more than any other comment. It's like, dude, you were like 6'1", 170. What in the world?
Life, buddy, life happened, okay?
And I would be like, no autograph for you.
Dodson to serve, back to work. Lutheran South trying to close out the third off a swing up front by Weiler. Dug up for the moment. Schwendeman pulls it out away from the stands and they clear. Kraus set in the middle. Tip drill this time, Weiler. Bulldogs a chance to get within 5, but they'll just two-hand one over. Not much coming on this offensively back towards Notre Dame side. Got a chance here in the middle. Burford, yes! 22-17. When in doubt, go to 8.
Greg, we don't see a ton of free balls passed back over, but we've seen them a little bit more lately.
Tough serve receive. Lancers lucky to clear. Back to Burford again, you bet. Another point.
12 kills for Burford, and that number is ballooned fast. Greg, for a while, there were 3 players, Doobie and Burford and Rubel, that were all right around 5'6". He has really taken off.
Got it to within 4. You don't want a service mistake now. Kraus runs it down for the setup on the attack from Bond. Schwendeman couldn't control it out of bounds. Point, Lutheran South, they're 2 away at 23-18.
A point for Cape Notre Dame there, and they would have gotten out of that danger zone we talked about. They would have gotten out of it. A lot of times you get in it, you never get out of it.
Bond. Tough serve receive. Burford just 2 hands, 1 over. They're arguing a double hit. I could have lived with that call. Had some weird spin. Burford just 2 hands, 1 off the tape that goes over. Krause sent us up the Bond. Burford may have gotten a piece of that as it crossed. Burford rise up, got blocked that time. And that is a double hit going to be called. That had backspin, no doubt about it, from Hamby. And now you're sitting on set point if you're Lutheran South at 24-18. Kind of a line drive, Weiler serve. They're going to Burford. Floating out of bounds, will two-hand one across. Krause at a back set this time, right near the antenna. Burford, does he want it back? No, they come near side to Hamby with a hammer. And that will, I was gonna say score, but you gotta wait till it hits the floor here. Still alive in the middle. Now it's done. Doobie finally put it down at 24-19. Was some kind of save by the Lancers. Abbas ran that thing down.
That's a case of just keep playing. You said don't call it till it hits the floor, but don't give up on it until it hits the floor.
Drew Doobie. Back set to Bond for the winner. Got it. Lutheran South wire to wire in the third. Led 2-0, never trailed, win it 25-19. Lancers 2, Bulldogs 1. To the fourth we go here from Saxony on Aycorp Sports.
Agriculture is not a fad, and it's not for the faint of heart. Long days become long nights, sacrificing time away from your family, even on weekends, just so you can get the crop in and get the crop out. This is your way of life. At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we are 100% bought into your commitment. Because we are customer-owned, it is our mission to be your ag lender, and we intend to be your value-added partner for next year and the long term.
Your ag lender will always be there.
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We are your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
In farming, the weather always cooperates. The soil is always balanced. Seedlings always flourish.
But that's fantasy. This is farming. Seed, bred and tested for your reality. Dynagrow Seed, for real.
After today, Melville, Westminster, Rockwood Summit, Whitfield, and Parkway South all left on the Lutheran South docket. Notre Dame responds with Lutheran St. Charles, Saxony Lutheran, and St. Pius before the postseason opens with district play here in the state of Missouri for boys high school volleyball. Both these teams, three of these teams actually, can throw Saxony in there in the same district. Class 1, District 1.
And it's interesting the way the districts play out, Greg, across the state. In Class 1, each district has 6 teams for a total of 48. There are 8 districts also in Class 2. 6 of those have 6 teams, and the other 2 with 5. So six is the order of the day.
All right.
And that's not always easy to do across the state because, man, we see in some sports those odd, that district's got 9, that district's got 6. That on the girls' side in basketball, do you remember those couple of years where districts had 2?
Yeah,
it's like,
I do.
Those are the 2 teams in the district.
Yeah.
You start the season knowing you are a district finalist. But all the districts in the state of Missouri for boys volleyball have 6 except for 2 that have 5. So you got to know what the brackets are going to look like and how they're going to set up. You just got to put the names on them.
Those districts you're talking about that had 2 as we open up play in the fourth set with a back set from Krause and a volley across from Busher. Notre Dame runs it down right near the tape. Burford through a block. What a pass by Joe Dodson. Wow.
There was no way when you watched that play develop that you thought he could put that in a score-kill spot, and he did.
Shank serve receive, and Bond doesn't want to risk running up the bleachers to try to run that one down. That two-team district you're talking about in basketball, you'll tend to see that in class, say, 1, for example, the small classifications. And I did ask Carol Ryan, it's something we were talking about, Mike, you and I, on Tuesday over here, and she sort of confirmed it. That hit up front by Weiler. Bulldogs keep it alive, and Burford transitions right to offense, but couldn't rip it to the floor. Krause with a second hit attack. But the Bulldogs are right there and ready for it and clear it right back. Krause back set. Dickin hit it. Problems in the net for Notre Dame. 2-1 Bulldogs. I asked her, I said, generally speaking, this isn't letter of the law, not betting the farm on it. Generally speaking, do you find that most of the teams you play in boys volleyball tend to be St. Louis, Springfield, Kansas City, Cape Girardeau? You're not going to get the rural schools, kind of like what you and I talked about, the class 1s in basketball aren't having boys volleyball. She said absolutely. Yeah, it's usually the class 3s and up in the mainstream sports.
And all kinds of reasons. Obviously just the enrollment numbers alone. The fact that trying to add a sport for the guys to pick from would be difficult. Second ace of the proceedings for Drew Doobie.
4-1 Notre Dame. But she sort of confirmed that the schools in Missouri that do have boys volleyball are typically in the other sports, class 3 and up range, so to speak. I'm putting that number on that. She did not go quite there. But definitely not the smaller class 1s and 2 schools. They don't usually have enough in the spring to play baseball and boys volleyball. Good start to this fourth by Notre Dame. The set they've got to have. They lead 5-1.
Craig, that third set, I had a tie and no lead changes. Did you have the same? We were tied at 1?
No. There's 2-0 Lutheran South in the third. You're talking about?
Yeah.
There was nothing. No ties, no lead changes.
Okay.
Followed across. Notre Dame found a spot. They've opened up a 6-1 lead, though, here in the fourth.
My goodness, it's just, there's no rhyme and reason to the scoring of the sets.
There's not. You couldn't get any closer than the first set. And we've seen nothing that resembles that since. What a serve. That's in on topspin from Drew Doobie. 7-1. Timeout, Lutheran South. Carol Reinitz has to burn one early, 8 points in. Wow.
Third ace now for Drew Doobie. He's the only player other than Joe Dodson to have an ace for Cape Notre Dame. Lutheran South from the ace stat column. Kyle Busher has 2, and then 1 for Sam Dickin and 1 for Eli Weiler. The number of aces, given the quality of the servers that we've seen today, the ace numbers are not high, which tells me that serve receive has been pretty good today with some pretty good servers hitting the ball.
Notre Dame had a little bit of an issue early in the second set with serve receive, but that ship was righted quickly. They won that second set, 25-19. Lutheran South has won the odd sets. They won the first 27-25 and won the third 25-19. But this fourth is shaping up swimmingly for the Bulldogs at 7-1. Until then, Tracy Casey's serving rule comes to mind. You talked about Gary Mims.
Got to get a serve in coming out of timeout.
Yep.
Well, Doobie's got 4 serve errors now.
Can have a service error in a set point situation. Eli Weiler on serve. They go on a back set to Hamby, and it's a point off the block, and it's 8-2. 7 out of the first 8 points went the way of the Bulldogs here in this fourth to build this big lead. Hamby will flip one over softly with a left hand. That is not soft at all, but it's wide from Busher, and it's a 9-2 Bulldog advantage.
At 11 points in, set 1, 11 points in was 6-5 Lutheran South. Set 2, 11 points in was 6-5 Cape Notre Dame. It was 7-4 Lutheran South. 9-2 is the biggest margin at this juncture we've seen.
That block by Wagoner. Turned Dickin aside right at the door front. and it's 10-2.
And we haven't seen this disparity this quick in any of the prior 3 sets.
Another floating serve again from Hamby. Set to Dickin, into hands and right back to the Lancers. Gonna try it again. Got it through the hands that time. How in the world was that not touched? Wow. They called it untouched. I was okay with the wide part, but boy, there were a lot of limbs up there. Abbas on serve receive. Bulldogs run it down. Tough ball. Burford ran into trouble. I'm not sure he flipped it inside the antenna. It's 11-3.
That previous ball from the angle I had is like that slow motion replay of a hockey goal, a shot from the blue line that goes through 8 guys and hits nobody and ends up in the back of the net. You're
right.
Like, how in the world?
An overpass that was defended. All right. Tag went up. Wagner redirected it and scored for Notre Dame.
What a start to set 4 here for the Bulldogs. Wow.
Keep in mind, if we need the 5th, it will be abbreviated to 15. Jump serve, Burford. Good pace on it. Good back set that time. Kraus, Doug Burford. Wagner, winner.
9th kill for Alex.
This has been the widest margin of any set right now, 16 points in. It's a 10-point game.
Well, if we've learned anything watching this match, we knew it about volleyball coming in anyway, is that previous points, previous sets have nothing to do with the future points or sets when the teams are this evenly matched.
Tag pounded it. Bulldogs trying to argue who's in the net. They win that argument. And now Carol Reinitz is like, really? 13-4. She might just keep that second timeout in her pocket. This one has gotten away from the Lancers unless they're able to rally a little bit, make it cosmetically better and feel like they're in it. That will help from Dickin.
Been a while since they've been able to find him though, and then that goes back to that discussion we have when you get stuck in a rotation without your best hitter up front. Now I know you can go to the back row and attempt to score from there. Greg, in the 2 days we've come down here, Tuesday and today, back row attack has not been a common theme at all.
Schwendeman on the setup up front to Wagner, nearly put it to the floor. Bulldogs throw it right back across. Kraus coming to Dickin. Within 9, but a long way to go. The good news, if you're Lutheran South, there's time in this 4th set. The bad news, it's so hard to string points together tonight with the level of the opposition and quality of the opposition. I mean, clearly it's happened a time or two. Notre Dame, heck, they lead by 9 now, so if they've done it, nothing says the Lancers can't, but that's the anomaly rather than the norm tonight.
I'll phrase it a different way after this point.
I thought my phrasing was wonderful.
You were there.
Go for it. What do you got?
In this match tonight, for whatever reason, it's been much easier to have a run of points to take a lead than a run of points to rally.
That's definitely accurate, because the team that has garnered the lead has really never lost it.
And not generally been challenged.
That's why that first set was so tight. And through 20 points, 21 points, neither team had led by more than 1. It took to 12-10 for somebody to finally take a 2-point lead. 2! Here we're talking about Lutheran South trying to battle back from 11 down. They trailed 14-3. They've trimmed a few off that. It's now an 8-point margin. Good serve just off the top of the tape and an overpass. And the Lancers score on a kill by Weiler. And the Lancers trying to mount a rally here to get back in this 4th. They lead 2-1. Dickin, played by Burford. Kill by Rubel. Make it 16-8. Joseph Schwendeman now will serve it up for the Bulldogs. Left-hand serve. Kraus sets in the middle of the tag. Defended by a pair of dogs, Root, Doobie, and Wagner. Kraus to Weiler for the win. 17-9.
Working on something based on our previous conversation.
You're good. Doobie, by the way, is like Ruby with a D. D-U-B-Y. Doobie. They back set to him. Nicely dug opposite side of the net by a Lancer. Comes back to Lutheran South. They'll back set Dickin. Second hit attack. Good get by Abbas to keep it alive. Dickin rise up from the volleyball spike line and hammer it home. 17-10. Still a lot of work to do for the Lancers.
In set 2, the largest lead was 8 for Cape Notre Dame. Then the closest it ever got after 8 was 3.
Falling away from it, putting it across Hamby. Kraus could have been called for a double hit on the setup. Wasn't so. And now a timeout coming from the Bulldogs after that Lutheran South kill. That'll give you some time to dictate what has happened in set 3.
Well, in set 3, the largest lead at any point was 9 for Lutheran South. The closest it got after that was 4. So we've gone from 8-3 and 9-4, but never really got back on the cusp.
And here we had a lead of 11.
Then we had this lead, which by far is the biggest lead, and right now is the closest we've been since then at 6. But it's really, the way these two teams play, it's real hard to come from behind after you dig that hole. But if you're going to be behind by 11, you're way better off to have it happen at 14-3
yeah,
than at 22-11. I mean, you still got some points to work with.
Right now, 17-11 into a Bulldog and out of a Bulldog timeout. Trying to end a 5-match losing streak to Lutheran South. Notre Dame has not beaten the Lancers since they were in the Francis Howe tournament March 26th of 2022. Lancers have won 5 in a row and 8 of the 10 that these two have ever played. Hamby missed hitting with the palm of his hand, and they're within 5.
I don't think Hamby was ever sure about what he really wanted to do with that ball. Am I going to bump that over? Am I going to, it's too late. I'm not going to do anything with it. Hit it in the net.
Serve taken by Doobie in the middle. Back to him. It's in.
He is now in double digits with kills with 10.
Lutheran South and Saxony Lutheran coming up after this one. Joe Dodson floats it too far.
That's his second service mistake.
Certainly don't want to gift your opponent points at this stage of the set. It brings the Lancers within 5 on a free point. And they give it right back from Will Kraus. Oh, that was painful. 19-13.
That's his third mistake on the serve line tonight.
Now it's Doobie time. Into the waiting arms of Weiler. Up to Bond. Well, that ricocheted off a couple of arms. And a winner for Lutheran South at 19-14, back to a 5-point set.
I feel like this is a big trip to the service line. This sequence, can Weiler garner 2 or 3 points here?
Overpass, two-handed, almost a throwdown from Dickin that they didn't call anything on. And Kyle Busher couldn't kill it. They'll come to Dickin near side off hands. Good save by Doobie in the back. Wagner just free balls one across. Kraus runs the offense for Lutheran South. They can't score up front with Busher. Margin 5 in the fourth. Played over by Wagner. Back set to Bond. What a save back row. One arm dive by Doobie to keep it alive. Wow. We play on with Dickin. Good pass up front, out too far. An overpass. They call a double hit. And they've gotten it down to 4. They trailed by 11. Weiler again. Wagner comes into a block. You said it was a key string of points that Weiler needed. He's given his club a pair, and Lutheran South is within 3.
And Hudson Bond with a block there and a huge stuff block point.
What a turnaround after 14-3. It's a 13-5 run. It's a 14-5 run by the Lancers, and another Notre Dame timeout. The margin is just 2.
Kyle Busher, second stuff block. One-on-one on an island in the middle and got it done.
Wow. From 14-3 down to trailing 19-17. And like you said, Mike, if you're going to trail by 11, if you're going to give yourself a fighting chance, better to be down 11 early, or at least when your opponent's only sitting on 14 as opposed to 22. And look what the Lancers have done.
And what happens here is where that mental toughness comes in for the team leading. You can't think about how did we get to this score. You just got to play it from we're up 2, 19-17, trying to force a fifth. That's all you got to look at. You've got to take it out of your head that we were up 14-3. If you do that, you're in trouble. If you're thinking that way, you're in trouble.
Weiler again out of the timeout. Good serve, another overpass. What a dig by Hamby to keep that alive. Now Wagner got that through a block, but kept alive by the Lancers. Bond into a block, but covered. Good communication by Lutheran South. Bond played that across, down by 2. Wagner scores. Oh, a much needed point for the Dogs to put it back up by a trifecta. That would have cut it to 1 if the Lancers would have taken that point. Wow. Now Hamby from the back. Short but over the tape. What a smash. That was Bond. He owns that front outside right.
Yeah, those people sitting in the top row of bleachers on that far side were probably not expecting one to come flying up with that speed. Boy, that was some hit.
20-18, Lutheran South to serve. Bulldogs to one of their main offensive people in Burford, but that's dug up. Now Dickin the other way. Tip back on top of him. He covered himself with that. Bond will clear. The pass by Dodson. Miscommunication on what the plan was offensively. Are we going short set or the high, lofty outside set? And he ended up setting it to nobody. And that brings the Lancer deficit to a penny. And a good serve. Rubel to Dodson, who clears. Opportunity for the tie right here. Krause back set. Bond for the point! 20 up in Saxony. What a kill.
Tie number 1 in the set. And as impressive as a hit as we've seen all night, that last one.
Now Bulldogs trying to avoid trailing. Burford off hands, but the Lancers didn't see it. They had it blocked, but Tag lost sight of where it went. 21-20, Notre Dame by 1. Boy, competitive down the stretch in the 4th after Notre Dame led 14-3. Krause to Dickin. That one off the rafters. Burford played it, kept it alive. They'll clear. Well done. Oh, could have caught a double hit there on the Lancers, but they don't. Roll shot from Dickin played by the Bulldogs. Now they got the offense working off the block, out of the net, 50-50 ball, still alive. Wagner, defense again from Bond. Boy, he has just been electric in that front right position on both sides of the floor. And now he goes to the back row to serve. set that the Lancers have never led in. They've had it tied twice. Bulldogs right now by 1 and tied again for the third time at 22.
That is kill number 20 for Sam Dickin.
Dickens, 6'2" and a junior. Now he's back to serve, trying to put his club in front. Into the waiting arms of Burford. Doobie off hands up front. Kraus to tag. What a save and a back by Wagoner. That's an overpass and not a good one. Cape Notre Dame's all kinds of in the net. And it was Rubel. It's an easy call, and the Lancers have their first lead of the fourth at 23-22. How about that turnaround? And how about the mental fortitude to stay with that one, Mike, from the Lancers' perspective, too?
Absolutely.
Quick hit set. Rubel blocked up front. Dodson tries. No. That time it's tagged. And the set point goes to Lutheran South. It was 14-3. It's set point Lancers and 14-3 in favor of the Bulldogs. Dodson. Defense! Out of bounds. Oh, it was close. The brick wall up front couldn't keep it in, and the Bulldogs stay alive at 24-23. Wow. A serve that's got to be in. It is from Schwendeman. Kraus to Weiler, tip drill, Burford, they're scrambling. It's right at the tape. Pushed over, and the Bulldogs can tie here. In the middle, they will. All right, some kind of battle between these two. Kraus to Weiler, easily played by Hamby. Back set to Burford. Good decision not to rip that, I would think. They back set Dickin, coming right back to the Lancers. Tough ball into hands, comes back to the Bulldogs, tied at 24 in the fourth. Second hit attack, a chance by Dodson. No, but the return from Hamby is good. And now the Bulldogs have a set point.
Greg, this rotation has found Dickin off that front line. They tried to go back row to him, but when he's been off the front line, they've been a different looking team on the attack.
4 ties, 2 lead changes, and they've all come from 40 points in and beyond. Once it got to 20-20, it's been tight the rest of the way.
We talked so much about what kind of, mental toughness would you have. Well, from a Cape Notre Dame perspective, Greg, you let that lead get away and you're down 2 and facing 2 set points and you're on top now. That's not easy because we're human. When it's all falling apart around you and it looks like we have let this whole thing get away and more, we're down 2, yet they've stayed right there and stayed with it. And that block that was nearly in that would have ended it just out on that far sideline.
Set point Bulldogs. Served by Schwendeman, a good one. And the Lancers nearly let it hit the floor, but just clear. It's going to be wide and let go. We go 5. Schwendeman with a last-minute decision and recognition to see that was not going to be in play. And after seeing 14-3 completely evaporate, staving off 2 set points, Notre Dame comes back and wins it 26-24. What a set. The 5th is next.
American energy dominance. It's how we secure our future. By harnessing homegrown energy, we fuel our economy, power industries, and drive innovation. At NextEra Energy, we're investing more than any other company to deliver low-cost, reliable energy that powers our country's future. NextEra Energy Resources, ahead of what's next.
At At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care. We provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to everyone that may need it. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
At Southern Bank, we're never not helpful.
Attaboy. Way to hustle for the muscle.
Helping positive gym bros and everybody else.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
Lutheran South took the opener 27-25. Notre Dame took the second 25-19. Lancers went up 2-1 with a 25-19 win in the third, and the Bulldogs stave off 2 match points in a set they led 14-3. They trailed 24-22 and come back and win it 26-24 to force a fifth.
Greg, statistically, your individual leaders with kills for Cape Notre Dame. Lauren Burford has 15. Drew Doobie has 10. Alex Wagner also has 12. Alex Wagner has 10. For Lutheran South, we've talked about how good Sam Dickin has been with 20 kills in this one. Next closest to him has been Hudson Bond, who nearly led him to that fourth set comeback and win. He has 11. Nobody else in double figures. And we go 5.
That double block up front that was just wide, I would love to see a replay on how much that missed by from being in and a winner. Big windmill swing by Doobie, and it got him in trouble. He was in the net, 1-0 Lancers.
And I will tell you, when you play to 15, it goes fast. It feels like it really goes fast.
And I've heard a number of coaches say, boy, that the first goal is to be the first one to 10. You feel you're in such a good spot if you can win the race to 10. Burford off the block, popped in the air by Abbas. That set wasn't real clean, but they let it play on. Hamby tipped up front by Weiler. 2-0 Lancers.
Weiler has his second stuffed block. 4 different players for the Lancers have 2 stuffed blocks. Busher has 2, so does Bond. Weiler, we just talked about, and Tague.
Hamby, redemption? No. Weiler's beating them on back-to-back points, and it's 3-0 Lutheran South. Well, the first goal, if you're Notre Dame, get on the board. Going to Burford. Yep. 2 hands, one to the corner, nobody home. Boy, such great visual recognition because you're expecting power all the time. We see what Burford can do. And then he comes up and just lofts one to the corner, and you're like, I can't. Nobody's there.
Why would you be ready for that?
Right.
When you know that he's capable of the power game.
One of the best hits from Busher tonight. 4-1 Lancers. We play in the 5th. Only need to go to 15 in the 5th and decisive set.
Greg, that short set still seems to be so darn effective, and we still haven't seen it as much as I expected to see it.
Weiler had a good run of points in that 4th. Puts a good one in play here in the 5th. Abbas back set one to Dickin off the block, kept alive by Dodson. Burford free ball, wanted that left corner. That time somebody was there in gray. And that shot is out. And it is touched. Called by the unsanctioned corner official who has been all over it tonight, 5-1.
And immediately I thought, boy, it was touched. And I didn't see anybody calling it. And quickly in the corner, it was like, yep, got it. And I felt like it was certainly touched. I didn't even think it was that close.
4-point lead, Lutheran South. Tough serve received to the floor for Doobie. Roll shot by Wagner, dug up by the Lancers, coming to Bond. He'll do the same. Burford on that. They go to Burford to middle. A quick hit. Kraus covered it and played it back over. This is Dickin. in and touched. 6-1. You're better than a third of the way there, and your opponent only has one. Lutheran South in an abbreviated set doing what was done to them early in the fourth. A massive lead.
And you don't have to have very much of a memory to say, hey, things get away quick. Remember, just a few minutes ago.
Look at that hit from Busher on an overpass on serve receive.
Busher stepping it up, isn't he?
Eyes as big as saucers on that ball for Busher.
I thought you were right earlier on that hit when you said it was his best hit of the night in the middle, and now he steps up and makes that play.
Oh, those are the ones you dream for. Coming right at you, right at the tape, obliterates it, and Lutheran South has a 7-1 cushion in the fifth. Notre Dame sits at 12-5 with the record. Lutheran South has played so many more matches. This is their 27th match of the year. Just the 18th for Notre Dame. Saxony Lutheran to follow against Lutheran South. This one has been beyond entertaining. You would think Notre Dame is going to need to be at least 6 by the time Lutheran South gets to 10 to feel like you got a chance to win it. Weiler, short serve, but over. Wagner takes it, they go back to him. Pounded off the block, he'll let it go, and wide. 7-2. Colton Hamby will serve it up for the Bulldogs. Right down the middle. Kraus in the middle. Busher, that's off a rafter. What a redirection effort, and then a kick effort by a couple of Bulldogs on a broken play that hit the roof.
Greg, it's not that Kyle Busher hasn't played well. He's played very well, but there's a different level in this fifth set.
Talking about 6 in gray, who just served for Lutheran South. Two-handed save effort that time by Busher, but Rubel gets the kill. Rubel had all kinds of space on this near side. Busher checks out at 8-3. And now Burford to serve. Kraus in the middle, tag off a block. Burford got arms on it. Dotson set, falling away. Wagner couldn't put it to the floor. Back set to Bond over the block. Pretty play by Hudson Bond. There's some recognition up front. Well, we've seen some very smart plays tonight. Bond with a good serve and an overpass tip. Winner, Lutheran South. They get to 10 first, and the Bulldogs only have 3.
After watching 14-3 go away, you don't want to say never say never right now.
You're not ready to mail it in?
But in 10-3 going to 15 is normally dead. That set is normally dead. We'll see.
Kraus to Dicken. Defense up front. Mostly Rubel. Dodson was there to assist. It's 10-4. Saxony Lutheran ready. They get the floor next against the visitors from the north. Dicken again. Roll shot over that block. Covered nicely. What a quick set. And Mike, you've been on that all night, kind of asking for more of that. And Doobie, it was almost unabated up front.
It's been rare when either team has gone to that quick hitter that it hasn't gone well.
Wagner on serve with the Bulldogs being doubled up. Dicken, that's in. Wagner thought for a moment, I should let that go, it's going to be long. And then when he looked at the floor, it was in by feet.
The kill number for Sam Dicken continues to rise. That's 23.
Wow.
By far the most of any individual on the floor.
Dicken now on the serve line, and Burford dug it up. A jump pass to Dodson, off the block and a kill by Doobie.
Greg, this is the rotation, though, for the Lancers. They got in a bit of trouble in last time. It's the one with Dickin rotating to that back row.
Kraus to Weiler. That's in. Wagner let that one go too, and it's in. 12-6. Lancers looking for win 23 of the year. Their fourth match in as many days. That's long from Hamby. That's out. And now the Bulldogs in a world of hurt at 13-6. As if they weren't already at 10-3. Cody Abbas, the junior libero, serves. Driving Wagner all the way back, but they'll clear. Kraus backs at Dickin. Tip drill. Ready for it, the Bulldogs. Hamby tries to clear off the block and scores. Well, that was not the plan for Notre Dame, but he'll take it, 13-7.
Well, it ended up being touched right at the net. And I think if the Lancers had that to do over again, you just got to let that play over, right, and you get a free ball opportunity in the back row.
Not as imperative to go up and try to block a free ball clear. And that time off the deflection, it cost Lutheran South. Serve comes all the way back and a free opportunity for the Bulldogs, but they can't kill it. Now Weiler in the net. Now they've got one margin for error, and they've closed to within 5. Dodson. Kraus again, gonna set up Weiler. Off hands, and now it's match point at 14-8. Bond coming back in, replacing one of the Lancers, and back to serve is Will Kraus. Burford wants it. He's going to get it. He'll go roll shot over that block, and Lutheran South can swing for the match right here. Bond, near the official, comes right back to him. Going to go Weiler this time for the winner. Not yet. Cleared by Dodson. Wow. Kraus again. Timing was off, but it plays anyway. Bond off a deflection for the win. Notre Dame miraculously saved one on the volley before that looked like it was going to be in the stands. And then Bond on an innocent clearing ball was able to knock it off hands out of bounds. And Lutheran South needs the distance, but close out another win to go to 23-3-1 on the year. Notre Dame slips to 12-6. It's the second time this season that Lutheran South has knocked off the Bulldogs. That will certainly come into play come district seed time. And the Lancers able to win match 1 of 2. Lutheran South going to take on Saxony Lutheran coming up in our second match. Call it about probably a 6:45-ish general window of start time, as the Lancers, who beat CBC yesterday, come south and win their first of a doubleheader. Final numbers individually, Mike?
Lutheran South led, as we talked about all night. Sam Dickin ended up with 23 kills. After that, they got 13 from Hudson Bond and 10 from Kyle Busher. From the serve line, Busher had 2 aces. Cape Notre Dame, they were led by 16 kills from Lauren Burford, 14 from Drew Doobie. Alex Wagner had 11. They got 3 aces from Doobie. He did have 4 serve errors to go with those 3 aces. And those are your numbers that led to a 5-set winner going the way of Lutheran South.
Lancers, again, 23-3-1. Bulldogs, 12-6. And Lutheran South will rest for a little bit while the Crusaders of the host club, Saxony Lutheran, warm up. They still have not started that 18-minute warm-up clock as we near the bottom of the 6 o'clock hour. We will keep the live stream up for you. And now on the whistle, they might start said clock, at least after the captain's meetings, you would assume. So you're probably looking 55-ish, 6:50, somewhere in that window for an actual start time. Well, we will duck out for a little bit, keep the live stream up, and pop back on when they get close to start. So we'll take a break for the meantime and duck out briefly. Greg Allen and Mike Reeves with you on Aycorp Sports. Lutheran South takes the first match rather. They beat Notre Dame in 5, 27-25, 19-25, 25-19, 24-26, 15-8 in the fifth to win it over Cape Notre Dame.
At Young Real Estate, we understand the importance of face-to-face interactions. Our experienced agents are here to listen to your needs and personalize your home buying or selling experience. But we also recognize the power of technology. Young Real Estate offers virtual showings, allowing you to explore properties from the comfort of your own home. Young Real Estate, where technology meets a personal touch. Your dreams, our expertise. Contact us today and let's make your dream home a reality.
This is us.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care. We provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to everyone that may need it. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Since 1984, Bagby Wealth Management has assisted clients in reaching their personalized financial goals. Whether it's retirement, investments, or securing your family's future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. For more information, please call or visit our office in Dexter today. Your path starts here.
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We are your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers. Talk to your Baker Implement dealer today.
American energy dominance. It's how we secure our future. By harnessing homegrown energy, we fuel our economy, power industries, and drive innovation. At NextEra Energy, we're investing more than any other company to deliver low-cost, reliable energy that powers our country's future. NextEra Energy Resources, ahead of what's next.
Agriculture is not a fad, and it's not for the faint of heart. Long days become long nights, sacrificing time away from your family, even on weekends, just so you can get the crop in and get the crop out. This is your way of life. At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we are 100% bought into your commitment. Because we are customer-owned, it is our mission to be your ag lender, and we intend to be your value-added partner for next year and the long term.
Your ag lender will always be there.
We're not saying we'll bubble wrap your money, but we do protect it like family. At First State Bank and Trust, your money is safe with us. First State Bank and Trust.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely. Anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Southern Bank, we're never not helpful.
Attaboy. Way to hustle for the muscle.
Helping positive gym bros and everybody else.
In farming, the weather always cooperates. The soil is always balanced. Seedlings always flourish.
But that's fantasy. This is farming. Seed, bred and tested for your reality. Dynagrow Seed, for real.
At Young Real Estate, we understand the importance of face-to-face interactions. Our experienced agents are here to listen to your needs and personalize your home buying or selling experience. But we also recognize the power of technology. Young Real Estate offers virtual showings, allowing you to explore properties from the comfort of your own home. Young Real Estate, where technology meets a personal touch. Your dreams, our expertise. Contact us today and let's make your dream home a reality.
This is us.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care. We provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to everyone that may need it. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Since 1984, Bagby Wealth Management has assisted clients in reaching their personalized financial goals. Whether it's retirement, investments, or securing your family's future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. For more information, please call or visit our office in Dexter today. Your path starts here.
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We are your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers. Talk to your Baker Implement dealer today.
American energy dominance. It's how we secure our future. By harnessing homegrown energy, we fuel our economy, power industries, and drive innovation. At NextEra Energy, we're investing more than any other company to deliver low-cost, reliable energy that powers our country's future. NextEra Energy Resources, ahead of what's next.
Agriculture is not a fad, and it's not for the faint of heart. Long days become long nights, sacrificing time away from your family, even on weekends, just so you can get the crop in and get the crop out. This is your way of life. At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we are 100% bought into your commitment. Because we are customer-owned, it is our mission to be your ag lender, and we intend to be your value-added partner for next year and the long term.
Your ag lender will always be there.
We're not saying we'll bubble wrap your money, but we do protect it like family. At First State Bank and Trust, your money is safe with us. First State Bank and Trust.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Southern Bank, we're never not helpful.
Attaboy. Way to hustle for the muscle.
Helping positive gym bros and everybody else.
In farming, the weather always cooperates. The soil is always balanced. Seedlings always flourish.
But that's fantasy. This is farming. Seed, bred and tested for your reality. Dynagrow Seed, for real.
At Young Real Estate, we understand the importance of face-to-face interactions. Our experienced agents are here to listen to your needs and personalize your home buying or selling experience. But we also recognize the power of technology. Young Real Estate offers virtual showings, allowing you to explore properties from the comfort of your own home. Young Real Estate, where technology meets a personal touch. Your dreams, our expertise. Contact us today and let's make your dream home a reality.
This is us.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care. We provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to everyone that may need it. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Since 1984, Bagby Wealth Management has assisted clients in reaching their personalized financial goals. Whether it's retirement, investments, or securing your family's future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. For more information, please call or visit our office in Dexter today. Your path starts here.
Back inside Saxony Lutheran High School. Glad you're with us, along with Mike Rees, Greg Allen, Joshua I, our producer, as we get ready to go on Aycorp Sports. Saxony Lutheran will host the Lutheran South Lancers, who just moments ago knocked off Notre Dame's Bulldogs in 5. Mike's got your starting lineups for the Lancers and the Crusaders.
The Lancers at 23-3-1 in the 11th season for head coach Carol Reinitz. They start Kyle Busher, 6'4" senior. Hudson Bond, a senior, 5'11". Eli Weiler, 6'2" freshman. Ben Tegg is a 6'5" sophomore. Will Cross, a junior, at 5'10". Sam Dickens, 6'2", and a junior. The libero, Cody Abus, 5'9", and a junior. For the Crusaders out of Saxony Lutheran, 12-7-1 the record. Michelle Terrell in the second season as coach. They start Kellen Harris, a sophomore, along with Braden Zollner as a senior, a sophomore, and Samuel Petzold. Jonathan Palmer, a senior. Simon May, a junior. Grant Seibel is a sophomore. The libero for the Crusaders is Kobe Meyer.
Saxony Lutheran 12-7-1, coming off that 3-0 broadcast win Tuesday over St. Pius. Lutheran South playing their 5th match in as many days. They didn't play on Monday. They get the doubleheader today. They're 23-3-1 after the 5-set win over Cape Notre Dame moments ago. They beat CBC yesterday 3-0. Their losses have come to O'Fallon, Illinois. That was back on Wednesday of this week in a 4-setter. They lost to Vianney on April 11th, and they lost to Francis House Central as part of the Francis House Central tournament back in late March.
We asked Tuesday, what will be the talent level that Lutheran South brings as opposed to the 2 teams that we'll see, and 3 we'll see eventually down here. In that first one, what we found out was those are really 2 evenly matched volleyball teams.
See how Saxony Lutheran can operate here against the Lancers. Kind of seemingly an easy walk-through win Tuesday over the Lancers out of Festus. And a quick 2-0 lead for Lutheran South to start this one off.
The one thing that we learned in the first match of the night, the first set doesn't always tell you how the whole night will look, because that was as tight as it could be, and then most of the rest of the night wasn't tight at all.
In the middle, Kyle Busher puts it to the floor, 3-0 out of the chute, Lancers in front. Lutheran South last year lost in the district final to Lindbergh. The year before that, lost in the district semi to Vianney. They were 22-7-2 last year, 15-18-1 in 24. First big swing of the night from Jonathan Palmer, who wrecked St. Pius all night on Tuesday. Back set to Bond. That one dug for the moment, but not controlled by Kobe Meyer. And Lutheran South has come on in match 2 and garnered the first 4 points. Saxony Lutheran this year, 12-7-1. Last year, 9-15. The year before that, 11-8. They made it to a district final before losing to Pius last year. Went out in the quarters to Oakville 2 years ago. That one played into the antenna, and Saxony Lutheran is out of sorts to start this match down 5-0.
You mentioned Palmer just a minute ago. Jonathan, he had 15 kills in that 3-set winner.
Good serve by the Lancers. Petzold with a back set cleared by Seibel. And that one wide, and a 6-0 start All right, so maybe the 5-set lengthy match didn't affect Lutheran South too much.
Well, it's been a kind of a combination here early. They played well, but then a lot of mistakes have helped them as well. Not that they need them.
Kraus, tip drill up front, Busher, no defense there. Timeout coming, 7 points in by Michelle Terrell for Saxony Lutheran, who have seen the opposition score 7 straight to start this one 7-0.
And I could see, logically, coming off a 5-set win and a very hard-fought, I mean, it's 5 sets. Hard-fought almost goes without saying. There were a lot of emotional ups and downs throughout the course of that thing. I could see the scenario where you would come out, and I'm not talking about physically tired, just you kind of had a lot of emotion invested into that first match of the night, where you might come out a little flat from that perspective. But you come out and score the first 7, that kind of helps take care of that, doesn't it?
These two played just around the weekend. Finals of the Northwest Tournament, April 18th. Lutheran South to a 25-12, 25-14 win over these Crusaders. So they meet for the second time this season. 3 previous meetings. This is their 4th meeting ever. And Saxony Lutheran has never beaten Lutheran South. They haven't scored a point tonight. They're down 8-0 after that one's wide.
They're going to call that in. I thought it was wide by a pretty good margin. I'm with you, by the way.
All right. 7-1. They met last year. Lutheran South 2-0. They met in 2022. Crusaders took a set off the Lancers, but lost 3-1. Kraus with a set, Bond with a point, 8-1. Coming to a close of our regular season boys volleyball for 2026 on Aycorp Sports. Stay tuned to our social media to track all our live events throughout the spring. The remainder of it will all crescendo and wrap up with, to some degree, boys Final Four volleyball out of Cape Girardeau, May 26th and 27th. Aycorp Sports is part of that. 9-1 here, Lutheran South. Also tune in for a baseball breakdown on the Aycorp Sports YouTube channel for highlights of local baseball games. Saxony gets their 2nd point of this match on a service error by Lutheran South.
I know you are predisposed with other things going on during that time, but I'm looking forward to the boys' state volleyball championships. I'll get a chance to be a part of that with this group, but I'm looking forward to seeing that next level. Just keep ramping it up, see the best of the best. And are we seeing any of them here today? I guess we'll know down the road.
I would be ramped up to see that too if I was involved, but unfortunately not able to. 10-3 Lutheran South. Never did give you the final numbers from match 1. That opening set saw 19 ties and 8 lead changes. There were 25 ties and 10 lead changes the whole match. So that gives you some idea of how a lot of the back and forth, almost all the back and forth, was primarily in the opening set.
The opening set was remarkable. I mean, it's hard. You can't really be much closer, tighter than that was.
Palmer on the serve for the Crusaders. And it's one and done on a smash up front. And a winner from Bond to make 11-4.
I think what we're seeing, 15 points in so far, is that the Crusaders aren't having much success getting any resistance up at the net for these big hitters, whereas we saw Notre Dame was able to do that.
Zellner got a piece of that, but dug up by the Lancers, who swing with Dickin. There's some defense up front. Kraus goes back to Dickin. Cross court, one-arm save by Meyer. Palmer rescues that from the back to Petzold, who clears. In the middle, Tegan once, twice, second time is good for a point at 12-4.
Well, if all it took was me to say something about it, I'm glad it changed, because that was resistance up front. Now, they kept reloading and coming back at them, but there was really good net resistance.
Ben Teague getting that point. They go to Petzold falling away off deflection and a little one-arm save by Lutheran South. That's off the block and a winner from Zellner. And it's 12-5. Simon May back in, replacing Noah Meyer for Saxony Lutheran. Under the second-year direction of head coach Michelle Terrell. And a serve in the net from Zellner. Crusaders had no trouble with St. Pius the other night. Their only loss in their last 7 matches has come against these Lancers in that Northwest Tournament final. Petzold clears. It's in the hands of Kraus. Up to Weiler. Couldn't put it down. Petzold, cross court, out. 14-5. Now it's Dickin to serve. That's going to be long. Second Lutheran South serving error. 6th point for Saxony Lutheran. Sophomore libero Kobe Meyer to put it in play. Tag at the net came back to him, and that rifled off Dickin, out of bounds, 14-7.
Petzold gets his first kill of the evening.
If you're with us early, we told you Lutheran South with 5 more matches after this one left in the regular season. Same can be said for Saxony Lutheran as that serve is out, 15-7. They will host Seckman 3 days from now. Go to Lutheran St. Charles, welcome in Cape Notre Dame, and then back-to-back roadies to finish it up across the river to Father McGivney, and then at St. Pius. A rematch with those Lancers who they beat on Tuesday. Petzold with another kill, 15-8.
Crusaders have settled in nicely, but they settled in after falling behind 9-1.
That's the problem, the falling behind part before they settled in. I mean, they had time to sit and watch 5 sets. 15-9. But watching and executing are 2 totally different things. We've learned that. It's easy to scout, take notes, say what you should do, but then you got to go out and put it all together, and it's sometimes awfully difficult. Palmer, that's dug up by the Lancers, kept alive. The swing and hit, and a winner by Will Kraus. His kills have been timely. 16-9, opening set of this second match for Lutheran South. Palmer cross court, went through a block and scored.
Now, so many times you can prep and you can do all the things you're supposed to do and you can have a game plan. Executing it can sometimes come down to the fact that either you just didn't, as Simon May serves into the net. Sometimes it comes down to the fact, well, you just didn't. Sometimes, I'm not saying it's the point happening here yet, it's too early for me to make that judgment. Sometimes you don't have the same skill set as the other team does, and no matter what you do, they will outskill you.
Zellner, that shot up front is blocked and cleared eventually by Busher. Now the Crusaders in the middle. Seibel scores.
And again, far too early to say that's what's happening here. No. I'm saying, though, that happens. To put it in a way different perspective, back in the day in his prime, you could have given me the best game plan in the world against Mike Tyson, and it was not going to matter. I could have had every single weakness that he had. I could have known every single way to go about attacking him, and it was not going to matter.
Well, here's the good news. You weren't the only guy that could have said that.
That's right. There were a number of the professionals that had the same situation.
On serve with Busher. Right near the antenna on a 50-50 ball, and here's another 50-50er. Tague pushes it over. Crusaders volley it up, and Zellner tries to clear and does. Kraus in his office to Tague. Blocked up front. Back to Kraus, back to Bond, down the sideline in.
Hudson Bond likes that far right hitting position. We have watched him from our perspective be across the way from us and furthest away from us all afternoon and evening.
19-11, Lutheran South jumped out to a 7-0, 10-3 lead. That one off the net and out. I feel it, Mike, so I'm going to say it, and I know the start of this match probably had something to do with it compared to the way the first match started. I just felt the energy in this place just wasn't there to start the second match, despite the fact that it's the home team on the floor.
I think you're right. I kind of feel the same. But we also, since we were here for the end of that last one, we were at the penultimate area of the excitement, fifth set, and then it just reverts back to starting over again.
Palmer, it's wide, not touched.
Here's the deal, too. I think it would have helped a ton if this one wouldn't have started 7-0. I think that put a damper on the enthusiasm as well that you might have had.
And the way that first match started was set one with all the ties and back and forth. Kind of gave us an early clue it would be a tight match and a good match. This one has been, so far, 33 points in, pretty one-sided. Busher, Meyer on receive. They try to get it to Zellner. That's down for a winner, 22-12. Just 3 all-time previous meetings between these two. Saxony Lutheran opened up the year 5-0. Playing a bunch of teams out of Illinois to start the season. Dick, and that's a winner. 23-12. Went to a tournament at Althoff Catholic over across the river.
Okay, that was Dickens' first kill of this set after he had 23 in that five-setter that we just watched and that went over Cape Notre Dame.
Meyer on serve receives. Zellner clears a one-arm save and a back by Weiland. It was nice, and then it went across the net. It went inside the antenna. There's no question about that. I will say this, Dicken ran into the stanchion, but not the net, so I'm not sure what they're going to call here. They blew it dead. I'm not sure if it was just an early whistle, but Mike, I didn't see anything illegal about the play. And they will replay
it. Still such an interesting way of doing things in this sport. There's no option in a lot of other sports to just do it over when we may have made a mistake. Jim Joyce wishes there was.
Armando Galarraga would have a perfect game. Kill for Saxony Lutheran, 23-13.
Yeah, either one of those guys with that perfect game on the line would love to just be able to gather everybody together, even if you just had to replay it. All right, go back in the batter's box. We're going to do that. Has to have it be a, I guess it had to be an infield single after the blown call. Either one would have loved just let the guy go bat again. Let him get a clean hit or strike out or something.
Bullet served by Zellner, but a wicked smash by Dicken. It's 24-13.
Oh, my. That angle is what I was impressed with. It's hard to go diagonal in the front row, go diagonal and still hit it inside the 10-foot line.
Dicken on serve. That's going to be long. Each team with 3 missed serves in this opening set. Lancers 10 better than the Crusaders. They sit with a bevy of set points. Popped in the air by Aves. And off hands from Petzold. And a set 1 win for Lutheran South. Pretty convincingly at 25-14. They played once earlier. Final scores there were to the losing team, 12-14. This one right in there with it at 25-14. Second is next on Aycorp Sports.
This is us.
Young Real Estate, we understand the importance of face-to-face interactions. Our experienced agents are here to listen to your needs and personalize your home buying or selling experience. But we also recognize the power of technology. Young Real Estate offers virtual showings, allowing you to explore properties from the comfort of your own home. Young Real Estate, where technology meets a personal touch. Your dreams, our expertise. Contact us today and let's make your dream home a reality.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers. Talk to your Baker Implement dealer today.
Since 1984, Bagby Wealth Management has assisted clients in reaching their personalized financial goals. Whether it's retirement, investments, or securing your family's future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. For more information, please call or visit our office in Dexter today. Your path starts here.
Set 2 on the Aycorp Sports Network. Thrilled you're with us on a Friday night. Greg Allen, Mike Reeves, our producer Joshua I. Glad you could be in the audience for this one. Lutheran South won the first match. They are playing 2 today. They beat Cape Notre Dame in 5. They just took the opening set from Saxony Lutheran 25-14.
Kill leaders from that first set. We'll look at Lutheran South first since they won it 25-14. Hudson Bond leading the way with 5. Kyle Busher had 2, so did Sam Dicken. For Saxony Lutheran, they were led by 3 different players who had 2. Jonathan Palmer had 2, so did Samuel Petzold, and Braden Zelder also had 2. Those are your leaders in terms of kills through set number 1, a set that from start to end belonged to Lutheran South 25-14.
They jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Honestly, never really challenged as far as their advantage, but things can change in a blink in this set. That point notwithstanding, 1-0.
You said they can. You didn't say they're going to. You said they can.
Busher on the kill. He's a senior at 6'4". This Lutheran South bunch expected to be the #1 seed in the district that houses these Crusaders. They've forged our first tie of the match as they get the second point of this set. That district in Class 1, District 1 with Afton, Bayless, Cape Notre Dame, and St. Pius, all part of that along with these 2. To the corner, dug up and saved for the moment by Simon May, but Crusaders can't recover. 2-1 Lancers. Busher to serve. Taken by May. Overpass. Easily registered for a point for a 3-1 Lancer lead right up front in the middle.
Yeah, one thing you can't do if you're Saxony Lutheran in this one, and I think we, after seeing them Tuesday and seeing this group from Lutheran South, we knew you got to play close to flawless.
Zellner through hands. Zach Schlesselman, a senior, is in there. We did not see him in the previous match. He's 41 in gray right in the middle. Bond, 2 hands, 1 across, dug up by Zellner. That's a poor pass near the net. And that point's not on Jonathan Palmer. It's on the ball that was sent there towards the official's chair. And it's, for the moment, 4-1. They will again address an antenna issue at the net. I saw the unsanctioned official coming towards the chair umpire, and I thought, what kind of conversation are we going to have here? But it was only to fix the stick on top of the net. In the net from Busher. 4-2.
It was interesting in that first match when that happened. Not long after, we had a play where the antenna definitely came into play.
Lutheran South, if they win a pair tonight, would sit with 24 wins to 3 defeats and a tie. Dicken with a roll shot comes all the way back into Schlesselman, who plays it out of the net. Dicken again sort of punches it one. And then Palmer hits that one deep, dug up by the Lancers. Bond! 5-2, an emphatic kill front right.
I find that so interesting that as a right-hand attacker up front, that he likes that right front position so well, because so many times that spot on the floor puts you in conflict with the antenna, and he's found a way to not let that be an issue.
Braden Zellner with a kill, 5-3. Crusaders much more in this second set than anything in the first when they fell behind 7-love. And now Jonathan Palmer, who we saw on Tuesday, a really good server, but didn't get the full repertoire there. But defense from Kellen Harrison, Brandon Zellner turned aside Dickin to make it a 1-point set.
And Dickin didn't get turned aside a whole lot in the first match here of the night, which they won.
Palmer, that's what we saw more on Tuesday. Coming back to Dickin. Off hands at the net, kept alive by the Crusaders. Back set this time, Zellner for the tie. Couldn't put it to the floor yet. Rescued and cleared by Kraus, but then back on the Lancers side, and we're tied at 5. Second tie of the set. Crusaders finding some footing here in set 2.
And they'll look for their first lead of the night.
Palmer, good serve. Poor pass up front, over and wide from Kraus. And there is their first lead at 6-5. I told you things could change in the second. Schlesselman up front. Blocked at the net, controlled by Saxony Lutheran and cleared two-handed by Zellner. They'll go to Dickin through blockers and scores to tie us at 6.
Yeah, I think of all the sports that you and I have followed, whether they be broadcast sports or just sports in general as fans, I don't know that there's any that momentum swings happen faster than they happen in this one. There's momentum in all sports, but my goodness, it goes so quick in this sport.
7-6 off the service ace from Dickin, our second lead change of this set. Dickin rips another one. That's another ace. It's 8-6. Both these teams back to work after the weekend on Monday. Saxony Lutheran stays right here. Seckman comes to make the trip south. While Lutheran South is on their home floor, they'll get Melville. Pass back to Petzold for a winner, 8-7. Meyer out, May in for Michelle Terrell and Saxony Lutheran. She's in her second season with this group, 12-7-1 right now. Swinging a hit by Matthew Hoffman. Saw him sparingly in the opening match, and a clear scores for Saxony Lutheran. We're tied for the third time in the set at 8. Eight up in the second. Doesn't have the same ring as 7. Clear attempt by Schlesselman just across and right back to the Lancers. Hoffman in the net.
Did you play that when you were a kid? Did
Yes.
school still do the heads up, 7-up thing?
Yep, I did.
You get hit in the back of the head really hard many times.
No, I did not.
Our teachers were supposed to be watching that, and they didn't watch it very close.
There's a hit by Schlesselman with authority, 9-all.
Boy, again, we didn't see him in that first matchup tonight. Saw him there, and that was with big-time power.
He'll check out. Coming back in, Kyle Busher. Senior for senior on that exchange. Lancers gain an inch in the height category. Good rip by Petzold, but dug up by Lutheran South. Cleared by Kraus. Palmer backs set to the 10-foot spike line to Zellner. Hammers one down the middle, and Abbas got arms on that. Two-handed over into a block, and right back to the Lancers was Hoffman's shot. That one is going to be a Lancer kill up front from Kraus. 10-9 as we volley the lead back and forth now. Our fourth lead change of the match.
Wasn't the object of that to try to name the person that touched?
I think that was the guy. It's been so long.
I think it was.
I mean, it's not like I've played that in the last, 30 years.
I know, but then when you said 7, I thought 7-up. I thought, oh, yeah, that game. They'd be like, all right, who do you think tagged you? Who's Jimmy? How do you always get that right? He hates me.
And why did he use a ruler?
What the
You're not supposed to do that.
What the heck?
Big rip by Petzold. Run down by the Lancers and cleared. Palmer to May. Now it's Busher with finesse wins the point after all the power that Saxony Lutheran put on up front. May just two hands one to an open spot for a 3-point lead.
Yeah, that's part of this. I mean, the allure of the sport, too, is that all the power, and then the winner is the least powerful shot of the entire sequence.
May through traffic for a winner at 12-10. Simon May, a junior, back to serve as Kobe Meyer, a sophomore. Kraus to Busher. Good. Points are not lasting long in this match. We had one extremely lengthy rally in the opening match, but those points generally went quickly as well.
I just think if two teams, on the boys' side especially, play well, it's going to go quick.
Nice cross-court winner by Petzold. Had an open lane, found it, 13-11.
If you serve-receive well, it's likely to be a quick point because good serve-receive tends to set up your best hitters where they want to hit. And I don't care how well you defend, oftentimes that's hard to stop.
Petzold awaits the serve as we retrieve the volleyball. It's not the St. Gen parking lot, but it went over by the concession stand in the hallway. Kraus on the assist in the middle, trying to get a kill. Registered to Busher, but he couldn't put it down. May falling away. Was that touched? I don't see a signal that it was. It's a point Lutheran South and lead by 3.
It's crazy when you watch this game, how many places you have to look to try to see who's going to call a touch or not call one. Eyes are darting everywhere.
Baseball, you know what umpire is going to make what call. This sport, you're like, that guy? No. Corner person? No. Chair official? No. Fourth official? No. All right, I guess we'll go to the point to these guys. Bond blocked up front, but nobody covered the block. May was there, but flat-footed. It's 15-11. Margin 4. Kind of a punch serve by Hoffman. It's right at the tape. Played by the Crusaders. This one will have to clear. Palmer will, but the Lancers waiting for it. They set Dickin. He's been good all night. Didn't go ultra power. What about 70% for a 16-11 lead and a timeout Saxony Lutheran that we will join them in. Aycorp Sports coverage of boys volleyball late in the regular season on a Friday night from Saxony Lutheran.
Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Glad to have you in the audience on a Friday night. Late in the 4th month of the year. That hit is long. And Lutheran South adds another to their side of the ledger, 17-11.
This thing was 9-9. And it's gone south from there for Saxony Lutheran.
8 of the next 10 the way of the Lancers. Add another one. 18-11 rather. That tie at 9-all was the 4th tie. There have been 4 lead changes. All of those are the only ones of the entire match. Set 1 was wire to wire for Lutheran South in a 25-14 win. Petzold on the set. The kill up front is good, 18-12.
Simon May with his second kill.
Lutheran South's boys volleyball program started in 2015. Carol Reines in her 11th year was the coach that was on board to start the program. That one springboards back to the Lutheran South side, and a point for the Crusaders, 18-13. They played an all-varsity schedule with just JV players that first year in 15. and have had boys volleyball ever since, despite the fact it was not a state-sanctioned sport with an, at the end, recognized state championship tournament. That finally has come to fruition. This will be the third year for that in the state of Missouri.
We're playing a year with JV level players at a varsity. That's a rough go.
Yeah, it's a tough ask. Big swing for Zellner. Braden Zellner, the senior, 19-14. Down by 5. Again, tied at 9, but Lancers have taken command since then. Set from the back, over the shoulder effort by Dicken, up near the rafters. Good pass to Palmer by Zellner, or by Petzel rather. And the Lancers will clear with Schlesselman. Crusaders try to run that down. Palmer couldn't get everything on it. Kraus to Dicken. Good dig for the moment by Meyer. And Petzel from the back line. Palmer, that's the tough one that comes over your shoulder. Boy, it's so difficult to get the timing down on that ball, 20-14.
Yeah, to watch it come from behind, get the arm in an angle to hit, and then if you're going to try to attack with it, it makes it a double layer of difficulty.
Kraus scores another. That over-the-shoulder ball, Mike, you've almost got to swing around the ball as it kind of comes from the back behind you and come around it with the arm. It's so difficult to get the timing down. Petzel, tough get. And Palmer clears. Kraus in the middle, Schlesselman blocked. One arm saved by Hoffman. Kraus angles it over to the Saxony Lutheran side of things. And Palmer, as it rolls on the tape, it falls on the Crusaders side, 22-14. Hudson Bond will put it in play. His club held the Crusaders to 14 in a set 1 win. They're still at 14 as Lutheran South closes in on the second. They're 2 points away. And at 23-14, another Saxony Lutheran timeout here late in the second. Aycorp Sports will take you all the way to the finish line in the boys volleyball season. Once again, partnering with Misha TV to bring you the boys volleyball Final Four. That's coming up from Cape Girardeau at the Show Me Center, May 26th and 27th. That's a Tuesday and a Wednesday. It's the third year that Misha has sanctioned the state championships in boys volleyball. And again, Aycorp Sports is part of it, partnering with Misha TV to bring you all the action from the Show Me Center.
I think we've seen enough over the 2 days we've been here, Tuesday, Friday, to answer some of our questions in terms of, what that district might look like and who the favorites may be come district time in the district that involves the teams we've seen this week. We've seen 3 of them.
Kraus to Dicken again, and again it's good for a winner, 24-14.
My apologies, we've seen Lutheran South, seen 4 of them.
Yep.
And I think what we knew coming in, we still know. I think Lutheran South is your number 1, but it's not a cut and dry like some people led me to believe it would be. We now know that Notre Dame's played them very tough twice.
And I think it would be, at least at this juncture, Mike, on short look, an odds-on favorite to put Lutheran South and Cape Notre Dame in a championship together.
It would seem that would be the direction that would head.
Kraus, a little off balance. Schlesselman just had to flip it over. Petzel off hands, dug up by Hoffman. They're going to Dicken for the winner. Couldn't get it down. Palmer the back set to Zellner. That's coming back at him. Crusaders with it with Petzel falling away and over the block. Now a ball near the net. Schlesselman fights it over. Petzel to get in the net, and it's a pair of 25-15 in the second after 25-14 in the first. 2-zip Lancers against the host club Crusaders. We'll get to the third on Aycorp Sports.
Agriculture is not a fad, and it's not for the faint of heart. Long days become long nights, sacrificing time away from your family, even on weekends, just so you can get the crop in and get the crop out. This is your way of life. At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we are 100% bought into your commitment. Because we are customer-owned, it is our mission to be your ag lender, and we intend to be your value-added partner for next year and the long term.
Your ag lender will always be there.
We're not saying we'll bubble wrap your money, but we do protect it like family. At First State Bank and Trust, your money is safe with us. First State Bank and Trust.
American energy dominance. It's how we secure our future. By harnessing homegrown energy, we fuel our economy, power industries, and drive innovation. At NextEra Energy, we're investing more than any other company to deliver low-cost, reliable energy that powers our country's future. NextEra Energy Resources, ahead of what's next.
You know, talking about the State Association playing these state championships at the Show Me Center in Cape Girardeau, and we talked with Carol Reinitz, the head coach of Lutheran South, and she agreed that primarily most of these schools in the state that play boys volleyball come from generally 4 locales. There's probably a few in Columbia, but Kansas City, St. Louis, Cape Girardeau, and Springfield. They should go with a true neutral site Final Four and play it in Knobnoster or Clever or
Clarkton.
There you go. Name some rural town that, you know, out in the middle of nowhere. There you go.
And that's, get it completely.
Play the Final Four there. No home court advantage for anybody.
Late May, 26th and 27th, correct, for the state championships in boys volleyball.
Day and 2 days after Memorial Day.
The spring sports championships are sometimes very interesting because so many schools, most, are done with school. Yeah, the school.
That's the odd thing.
Yeah, the school part of your year is over, yet you still have your biggest and most important games of your athletic season still to play. And, you know, all these coaches tell us so many times about, we need that, continuity, and we need the consistency, and we like having that, you get up, you come to school, you stay, and then for the state championships in the spring sports, you don't get any of that.
Big hit to start the third, and it's wide from Palmer. 1-0 Lutheran South. Yeah, how many times have we covered state playoff baseball where the coaches would talk about how odd schedules were because the school's out and they have to make sure guys get up and have breakfast in the morning and actually get to the park at whatever time. Otherwise, they'd sit around and just do nothing.
Basketball Christmas tournaments, Well, we didn't have school today, of course.
Meyer on a pass to Palmer. Down the middle, that's dug by Dickin. Coming near side to Hoffman, who clears it deep. Seibel over wide, 2-0.
I will say this. If I had to play at my current age and I'll make myself get up and that wouldn't be a good thing. I will say that high school type, if I had an important game that day, I would have been so jacked and excited. Yeah. It wouldn't have been a matter of, got to get up and get your energy going. No, that would have been pretty easy for a big game.
Zellner from the back. Kraus to Bond. Scrambling the Crusaders, they clear. Kraus wants it again. Bond wants it again. He'll cash that one out. 3-0 Lutheran South.
Kobe Myers is glad the point's over. He got hit in the chest twice with big hits. Once he kind of got an arm on it and made an effort. The other just came. There was no resistance up front and hit him high up in the chest. And he kept it alive, though.
Simon May into a block right back to the Crusaders. This time Palmer threw a block and the first point for the Crusaders. 3-1 in the third. All the ties and lead changes in this entire match came in the second. 4 of each. 4 ties, 4 lead changes. May down the middle. Kraus on the pass. Schlesselman finesses it across. Palmer rips it. Dug back row. Bond to the left side this time. That's not his office. He's usually on the right side. Lutheran South mixing it up. Hoffman went for a winner and got it. Hoffman tells Bond, let me use your office for a moment. I want the front right spot.
Well, that's probably why Bond didn't swing with full power from the left side here up front. Like, this is not my comfort zone. And by the way, we're not joking about hitters that have places that they are much more comfortable to hit from.
Hoffman, that looked awkward off the hand. 4-2. Matthew Hoffman. And now it's into the hands of Grant Seibel, sophomore.
Have you noted, Greg, the 2 days we come over here? 3 total matches. There's not been a ton, as that one's hit out. Not been a ton of plays set to go to middle. They may go to the middle off a scramble, but almost everything's outside hitters.
Yeah. The few little quick hitters that we've had have come to the middle. I thought early Tuesday, Saxony Lutheran used Palmer a lot in the middle, and then he kind of went to the wing. That's a Zellner kill off the block to make it 5-4. I generally agree with you.
And I know hitters in general, I think, prefer that. I mean, I watch it even at the collegiate level when you get time to watch some of the championships that ESPN or whoever may televise. Of course, SEC networks, all the college networks, they'll put the volleyball regular season games on.
Zellner cross court from the front right position to tie us at 5. Good kill there. Forging our first tie of the third. Now Palmer on the serve line. Boy, he's really changed his serve approach from Tuesday. Concerted effort to try to get that ball in. And the Lancers take a 6-5 lead. Bond on the serve. Meyer went to the floor to dig that up. Comes back to the middle, cleared by Noah Meyer. Now Kraus. Tag went for the kill. Zellner, 2 hands, 1 into Tag, who brings it back. And up Singleton, blocked by Kraus. Defense pays off for a 7-5 advantage.
Just as I mentioned, the few times that they've actually run plays designed to go middle, they did go middle with the design play on that last sequence.
Threw a double block that time for Petzold, 7-6. Braden Zellner to put it in play. Lutheran South gifted a point, 8-6. Be a tall ask for Saxony Lutheran to pull off their 13th win of the year with one here tonight. Lancers having a hard time trying to decide who's supposed to sub out for Schlesselman, who's coming in. And that'll result in a Carol Reinitz timeout when it's all said and done. It's like it's their first time doing a substitution this year in match 27.
Well, they were completely good. But what I loved was a couple of the players were talking to the coach. Coach was saying, we're doing this. But no, we're not. And then just very quickly, very calmly, I know you're up 2 sets to none, and I know you're up 8-6. But she just turned, looked at the official, and went, we need a timeout, please. Instead of us just sitting here discussing this, we'll just come over here, we'll get it figured out, we'll go from there.
Lutheran South getting through Cape Notre Dame in a good 5-set match. They won the deciding set 15-8. Notre Dame forced a fifth, winning the fourth 26-24, but they had to stave off 2 match points in a set they led 14-3. They eventually saw the Lancers take the lead, but then the Bulldogs battled back to win that 4th, but the Lancers got through in 5, 15-8 in the 5th. Kraus on a setup for Hoffman. Was probably going long, played by Zellner and back across. See what Kraus does this time. Tag in the middle, good for a little tip down point, 9-6.
Well, he's been one of the few.
He was in the middle.
That all night long, again, they've played twice, so we're seeing them for a second time. Most of his attack plays have come from the middle. He has not been an outside hitter at any juncture.
Big time jump serve. That's a down the middle ace for Dickin, 10-6. Well, I had a lot of steam on it. Dickin's a good player. Has one more year at Lutheran South, which we learned during the last break is just down the road from Koriezu Academy near Grant's Farm in the Afton-ish area. 11-6 as that one paints the corner. It's in.
When you're up front, push the ball deep. Not wind up and hit it, but you push it deep, and you find those corners in the back. That's pretty impressive.
Lutheran South with their second service error of this set. It's 11-7. They've had one tie in this set. No lead changes. It came at 5-all. Here's Meyer. In the middle of Kraus, back set to Tag, flips that across. You know, he can do it from that Bond office area as well, 12-7.
And rarely, Greg, tonight, have we seen Tag act, wind up and just crush the ball?
No, not really.
Lots of finesse, lots of, his height allows him to see angles a little differently.
He's a wiry 6'5". That smash never came across from Petzold. It's in the net, 13-7. That serve error came from Abbas. Not much back and forth in this one. Petzold springs off the top of the net for the second Crusaders service error. .14-8 in the third. Lutheran South won the opener 25-14. They won the second 25-15. Lutheran South pulls one out of the stands. Dickin tries to win it right there. It's back in the hands of Palmer, who tips it over a double block, and finally the Crusaders are in the point at 14-9. They thought they had it about 15 seconds earlier, but the Lancers pulled it out of the stands and able to play it across.
I want to tell myself, it's third set's 14-9. The team with 14 is up 2 sets to 9. I want to tell myself from a Saxony Lutheran perspective, there's still time to get back in it, but nothing about the way that it's playing makes me feel comfortable saying it.
They haven't put Lutheran South in a spot, Mike, where they're on their heels ever, meaning string a couple of points together, do things that has given Lutheran South any kind of traffic and trouble.
Yeah, a lengthy run to kind of gain some kind of control.
Palmer in front of Kraus, who slipped and could never get there. It's 15-10. I mean, they're sort of at a spot after 5-5 where they fell behind 10-6. They're just sort of trading points since that 10-6 juncture. Schlesselman into a double block, out of it. Petzold recovered, rescued it, and Meyer cleared it. Nicely done by the Crusaders, but they got to do it again here. And that's back to Bond, who rips it down the short sideline.
Well, not only did he hit it, he officiated it as well. he hit the ball and immediately looked at the back corner official and pointed like, that's in. And there was agreement from the set official, and it's 16-10.
Schlesselman with a bullet serve. Noah Meyer from the back to the front. Petzold volleys it across. Nobody home. Lutheran South never orchestrated and organized their spacing after the serve, and it cost them. 16-11, third set.
That's been very rare. We see a point like that. Any team, any of the teams.
Kraus to the front, tip back. That was Zellner that read that perfectly. 16-12, the margin 4. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I mean, it's a difference of 4. And 4, usually you're talking about, it's a tight match, but one team has been in so command for now the better part of 2.5 sets that 4 feels like a lot more than 4. Now it's down to 3 and another good defensive play up front. Braden Zellner has been rock solid the last 2 points.
And maybe this is the run they've been looking for the entirety of the match.
Palmer deep serve. Drives Hoffman back, but here comes Bond. That's blocked up front. Bond this time flips one across. They'll go to Zellner for offense. Off the block and score. Margin 2. Little gut check from Saxony Lutheran to get back in this thing. Kraus backs that Bond. You know where it's going. Thought it hit the antenna, and it did. It is a 1-penny set in the third.
5 consecutive, trying to run that to 6 consecutive.
Kraus, there's a big kill up front, 17-15.
You're right regarding Palmer in the serving. I know it's a different type of match, but he was all in on the serve when we were here Tuesday. Is everything. And today a little bit more. Let's just make sure that we serve it good, but serve it in.
Nice pass to Petzold, and it works out. That was a rescue job. It was headed to the net, and one of the Crusaders just kind of punched at it and gave Petzold kind of inadvertently a really good swing on the ball. 17-16. We haven't been tied since 5-all here in this third. Good sliding get by Abbas, and a better kill in the middle by Teague.
And he did use a little bit more of a power swing there.
We see Dickin return for Lutheran South. They'll go back to the serve line as he starts his rotation around. To the ad for the Lancers. A lot of topspin on that serve. Palmer pops it back. That's cleared. Kraus runs it down to Hoffman. That's long. Not touched. I didn't think there was a touch at all, but they say one of the Crusaders is in the net. Kellen Harris. Wow. That could have cut it to 1. Instead, it's 3. That hurt. Dickin. Harris has to clear that. Now Kraus to Teague. Mishit it. The timing was a little bit off. Still might work anyway. Running towards the stands. It won't come back. Teague wound up like he wanted to give it everything he had, but the timing was a little off. Dickin has got some rocket serves. Flipped across by Simon May. High pass Hoffman. Powders it to the floor, 21-16. Well, so much for a 1-point set at 17-16. A 4-0 run by Lutheran South has changed that. Another Saxony Lutheran timeout. We'll take it briefly late in the third on Aycorp Sports.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Wrapping up a Friday night doubleheader for you here on Aycorp Sports, coming to a close of our regular season boys volleyball coverage. Stay tuned to our social media to track all our live events throughout the rest of the spring. Also, tune in for Baseball Breakdown on the Aycorp Sports YouTube channel for highlights of local baseball games, all courtesy of Aycorp Sports. So thrilled to be a part of their coverage Got a good dose of it during this past Southeast Missouri and Christmas tournament this December, which feels like ages ago now as we sit in April. There's a swing hit score for Saxony Lutheran, 22-17.
Yeah, we got our first, I guess you're going to have your first taste of a new job. Jump in and do 8 games and turn around the next day and do 8 more. Do 16 in 2 days and let everybody get to know you fast.
That was not the smartest decision on our part. Now that it's over, I'll be honest. 23-17. Lutheran South 2 away from a 2-0 night. Needed 5 to get through Notre Dame. And looking to put up a 3-0 win over Saxony Lutheran and beat them for the second time this year. Schlesselman across. Saxony Lutheran keeps it alive. Played over by Simon May, but not much on that. Hoffman kind of pushes it deep and too deep. A 2-0 tournament win for Lutheran South the last time these two met up on April 18th, just 6 days ago. Good serve received by Lutheran South. Schlesselman, all kinds of power on that one. And the dig by Kobe Meyer comes over and wide, and it's match point at 24-18.
So next December when they ask us, do you guys want to do those 16 in 2 days again?
You're going to have to take some of them, I'm telling you that right now. Palmer into a double block, and it's a point, Saxony Lutheran. I'm not saying it was a bad decision overall, but maybe the way we went about it wasn't the smartest. We'll have to split things up a little more next year. That is it, they'll have us back. Schlesselman for the win in the net.
I'll start begging early.
24-20. We got to go to Clarkton first, though. Simon May on the serve line. Kraus looking for the winner. Bond wasn't in his office and couldn't score the point. Here's Meyer. That comes across. Now they can wrap it up. Now they go to Bond. He'll hammer it home. And the Lancers sweep through Saxony Lutheran in 3. Go 2-0 on the night. And go to 24-3-1 on the season. They beat Saxony Lutheran for the second time as the Crusaders fall to 12-8-1. And it's appropriate. Hudson Bond comes to the sideline and just collapses. Long night, 8 sets. But it's a good night for Lutheran South to go 2-0. And both these teams back in action on their home floors on Monday. Melville is going to Lutheran South. Seckman is coming here. Final numbers, what do you got, partner?
Lutheran South, they were led in that match from Hudson Bond. He had the 10 kills, 6 for Sam Dickin, 5 each from Kyle Busher, and from Ben Tague. 4 aces for Dickin to lead the way on the serve line. He did have 3 serve errors, but was pretty solid back on that serve line. Saxony Lutheran, they get 9 kills from Samuel Petzold. Braden Zellner has 8, and Jonathan Palmer with 6. And those are your leaders for the Crusaders as they fall in 3.
Night started with Lutheran South in a 5-set win over Cape Notre Dame. They took that with a thrilling opening set that featured 19 ties and 8 lead changes. Lutheran South won that set 27-25. Notre Dame won the next one 25-19. Lutheran South took a 2-1 lead, winning the third 25-19. Notre Dame blew a 14-3 lead in the fourth, staved off 2 match points, came back to win the fourth 26-24. And then Lutheran South won the fifth, 15-8. Here against Saxony Lutheran, 3 sets is all it took. There was a single tie, no lead changes in the third. There were 5 ties, 4 lead changes in the match as Lutheran South runs it out in 3 straight to improve to 24-3-1. Saxony Lutheran now 12-8-1. We say so long from Saxony Lutheran High School. For our producer, Josh I, my partner, Mike Reeves, Greg Allen saying good night on a Friday as Lutheran South wins it over Saxony Lutheran 25-14, 25-15, 25-20. Have a good night, everybody.